Hold on.
Aha, suck it. Woo! Sorry, we just won right now. That's why I was like, yes,
Dude, that's the
Sorry.
podcast intro, bro.
Ah.
Just Ash yelling, sucking at the
Suck it.
Dude, when you messaged me saying like, you guys are in Discord, I was like, okay, give me 5 minutes. So I went to go take a piss while this match was still playing. I went back, got a triple kill, and I was like, all right, cool. You still give me a few more minutes. I thought I was gonna win, but now we just won, so we're good.
That's a
Were you
fat
play-
dub, man.
Were you playing League or are you playing Overwatch?
I was playing League.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, how much? 17 kill. Caitlyn with 59k. damage.
Oh my god, bro.
Someone beat me by 100 damage. They had 60k.
Riggs sent us a screenshot last week of a Smite game, and it was a conquest game that went like 57 minutes.
Jesus.
He did 145k on Jingwei.
Damn.
Holy
Bro, that
crap.
character's busted now. Though.
I was like, that's unacceptable. Like you can't allow that to happen. The whole combined total of his teammates was still less than him.
Good God.
Yeah, that's just not okay. Anywho,
That's nuts.
are we ready?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, sick.
Yeah, my camera's not going on.
No, I know. Yeah, sick McGee over here. You know,
I'm
you know what?
covered. I have
I'll
like
save
8
that for later,
blankets
it's
wrapped
fine.
around me. I'm on a robe. I'm like, nah, there's no camera.
No.
I'm
Bats is
shivering.
like this. He has like a pillow. He's just like laying on.
Dude, your voice. Is just bad.
My chair is like reclined. I just have the mic like next to me,
Oh my god, bro.
holding it like it, you know.
He's like leaned all the way back. The mic arms just like
But can your chair do this?
yeah. He's like
Right.
he is the Maxonomic spawns.
No, my chair goes back further. I'm like laying down
Oh no,
my
I
God,
put
dude.
my chair.
Jesus.
on the side in the fetal position.
Oh yeah, mine
just
does.
weird.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how far mine goes pretty
Mine
far
goes,
back. I've fallen.
Mine goes all the way. I didn't
Yeah.
fly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. We're just chilling out here, bro.
Yeah, that's
Look at this. Look at
pretty
this.
much
Look
how
at
mine
this.
is.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah,
Let's go.
dude. That's what mine. We have the same chair, Suave. Who knew?
Yeah, except my chair doesn't work and sinks to the ground every like 30 seconds.
Oh, that's pretty
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
That's a
hate
good
that.
feature, dude.
It's
That's a
it's-
feature.
It's because my dad used it as a footrest the entire time I was away at college. I believe. Putting uneven pressure on it.
Oh my god, that's
He would
funny.
sit on it to do work, and then he would sit in his leather recliner, and instead of reclining it, put his feet in my chair.
Oh.
Yo, did y'all ever hear about those chairs that explode if you sit on them down too hard?
Oh god.
Okay,
I'm
I have a
sick.
story.
I've
I have a
never
story that goes. I gotta start the podcast because if I don't start it, I'm gonna sit. I'm just not gonna edit this out. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Keep it going the whole
We're
time.
gonna be
Yeah.
here forever, never starting.
Yeah, it's fine. Welcome everybody to episode 100 of Up Your Experience podcast. And if you've heard all the previous shenanigans, that's pretty much how this episode's gonna go. And I knew about that ahead of time because it's gonna be a good one. It's me, that Blaise McBain guy, or so they say. Riggs or Fro on Bot G calls me Blaise McDaddy, and that just makes me feel weird every single time they say it.
Rip.
That was cringe just hearing you say that.
Yeah, I let them name a character on Lost Ark, and that's what it came out as. So,
God.
you know, there we go. We have Bats here. I mean, it's not going to sound like Bats, but I assure you it is him.
Let's just say today has been one of the worst days I've ever felt in my life. But I'm here because it's episode 100. And for emphasis, since I don't have my camera on, I'm laid back, holding the mic next to me, kind of curled up in a ball because I'm cold and I don't feel well.
As you should.
But I'm
King.
here.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
slowly dying right now.
Bats actually doesn't have his mic on a boomer anymore. He actually unscrewed it. He's literally just holding it to his face.
Yeah, no, I took it off.
Yeah.
Full Freddie Mercury.
I have a stick that I can hit the mute button on my Go XLR right now
Oh
in
my
case I have
God.
to like.
Oh my god,
I
dude!
was
You know what's
feeling
sad?
You got
Turn
this
the camera.
setup.
I believe him. I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't not believe him. There's the
I-
double
I
negative we all
tested it.
needed.
I tested it while I was talking to Gilley and Suave today, and it worked. So I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I
Oh
got a
my
giant water bottle next to me.
Attaboy.
Of course. At least there's that. At least you're, a couple of those things didn't sound super intelligent to do, but that one sounded pretty good.
Yo.
Listen, I feel pretty nice laying down in my chair right now.
we
I'm almost
brought-
about to go to the futon.
And then we Swap's learning about features of Discord chat. Yeah. Welcome to what teaching was like on Discord, by the way. And oh my god, dude. We brought back the OG co-host, dude. Suave, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. I had a boring day at work. This is a lot more interesting. You can see the people in the work shirt over there.
I asked Luke what he thought of today when we were hanging out earlier, and he goes, "Yeah, we vegged out today." And I was like, "You're 7, dude. I'm gonna need you to calm that down."
Oh man.
But he gritties everywhere, dude.
Oh my god.
My runners taught him how to gritty. He gritties everywhere. Like he gritties in the hallway at school. He gritties in the parking lot. He gritties in the house. He is a gritty machine. The thing is like, I don't dislike it because it's hilarious. But like at the same time, I'm like, please stop, because he's like stomping on the ground when it's happening. We have the other Florida man himself, co-owner of Asgard Okami. Gilley, how's it going?
I'm just here drinking beer.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
In honor of bats.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We had a whole conversation about.
I wish I could have beer.
Oh, that's what it was. I got asked the other day, and I thought about you, Gilley. I got asked, would I rather fight a wizard lizard or have to survive a blizzard with lizards?
Did it remind you of the falling iguanas?
It did. I said so. I said, let me get this right. Is the blizzard?
Ooh.
What's the temp like? And they're like, oh, it's like warm. And I was like, never mind. I'm taking the wizard. Easy claps. That thing's like a magic Koopa. We just get rid of it, and I call it a day.
What is a
like
blizzard
rabbit,
with
though,
lizards?
It's just lizards as a blizzard.
It's snowing.
It's just
It's-
snowing lizard, just like
Yeah.
warm.
Warm lizards. Just
Hey,
That sounds like Florida, man.
that does sound like Florida.
Lizard Wizard sounds like a dragon.
I've experienced that.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I'm taking
But
that
all I
battle
think-
every time.
All I can think is that rabbit off of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
No.
Oh god,
Just want to scratch.
it is but a scratch. I have some Monty Python things we can talk about too. This episode's gonna be wild, dude. All right, like I sent out a list of things to talk about, and I was like, who knows if we get to those things. And then we got the
I need to
host
read those.
of Simbi for Senpai, Ash Bash from Hash. How's it going, man?
What's up, dude? It's been a minute.
It has been a minute, dude. It has been a minute. I DM'd you
I know.
2 days ago, and I was like, hey man, should I start JoJo's or should I start quintessential quintuplets? And you're like, I mean, quintessential quintuplets is done. And I was like, yeah. And then I DM'd you today, and I was like, yeah, I'm also kind of just done with it. I just kind of finished it in 2 days, and that's a problem.
I'll send you the link to the movie just so you can. It ends.
Dude, it's so good.
Hey, I need
it's
that
really good. It's my
too.
favorite ones.
I need it too. Put me in there. Write it down right now.
Yeah, I will. I'll
Don't
put
forget.
it. I'll put it.
I know
in
you. You're gonna forget.
Oh my god, dude.
I also bought a new manga, so yeah.
Let's go,
Let's
dude.
go.
Yeah, this is one I've been actually wanting to collect. It's called Oshi no Ko. It's about this
Nice.
idol. It's actually a pretty interesting read. Like I do recommend people reading it.
I'll check it out.
It's 110 chapters so far.
I don't know that
We'll talk about
that,
anime
picture
later.
looks like handshakers, you know.
No,
Handshake
don't
fucking
you
sucks.
god,
no,
dude.
not today. Not
I
fucking
wanna-
today.
Okay, so we do have to talk about this in the sense of it's still on my watch list of things of like I have watched. No, listen, that I've watched on Crunchyroll. So you know how like it pulls up the next episode.
Yeah.
It's like 7 down. I'm like scrolling through to like to see like is there something I want to catch up on, and there's Handshakers, and every time I'm like,
No.
I can't go back and watch another episode. It is atrocious. It is so bad, and I don't. It is rare that I start something to watch that I will just be like, no, absolutely not. But that is one of them. That show is bad.
It's really bad.
It's like nauseating bad, and like, oh god.
That thing.
Oh.
If you have motion sickness, I'd recommend you don't even try attempting to watch it because the camera moves like every fucking where.
It's like watching Cloverfield.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so bad. It's almost as bad as the Loki voice lines in DKO. It's not as bad, but it's pretty close.
It's like we got $100. Let's make an anime.
I'm not even like, if you want to go hear a terrible voice, I don't know who voiced over Loki and DKO, so I apologize ahead of time, but it just doesn't sound like Loki. and his laugh is no, bro, get that out of here.
Literally.
It just makes me not want to play that character ever again. Like I'd be okay.
It's Kid Loki.
It's something.
Oh my gosh, it's Loki Kid.
It's Loki
Loki
Kid
from the
Let's
Disney
go, dude.
Channel.
It's Loki
Oh my
Kid,
god.
My God.
the arch nemesis of Bats Kid.
Oh.
Before I did the intro, we were talking about chairs that exploded, and that's where I said we needed to start the episode.
All right.
Because I have a story. I think I might have talked about this on the podcast before. I used to work at Game Crazy. For those that don't know, it's kind of like GameStop, but it was inside of Hollywood Videos. And my regional manager was a man. I think his name was Lewis, if I remember correctly. What a guy. Shout outs to him. You know, when I got hired, and when the first time he came in, he goes, "You can't sell something you don't believe in." And I said, "Bro, car salesmen do it every day."
all the time.
And he asked my manager to fire me.
Damn.
like right then and
Bro.
there. The funny thing is Lewis respected me anytime he came into the store after that, and would always just like talk down and disrespected my manager every time for the rest of the years I worked there. But one day, Lewis came in, and he's in the back, and he's sitting in our chair, and he was like, he had told us before, like, "Hey, like, I think you guys need to get a new chair," but he wanted us to spend our own money on it. I was like, "That's not happening, dude. Like, we're gonna vibe with that chair till the end." And I'm working the cash register, and I hear a crack, and I was like, and then immediately followed just by a thud and ow. And he had broken the chair, dog.
Lewis?
Lewis broke the chair.
Oh my God.
It fell. It is the like underneath the seat just snapped under his weight, and he fell on the ground.
God.
And we had a camera back there, and you
Oh,
best
God.
believe we went and watched that thing back multiple times, and that thing literally just like exploded like underneath him, like it just destroyed itself. And that's as soon as you said exploding chairs, I thought about that. And the problem is the way the store was set up. Like I'm at the cash register, so I can see Lewis and he can see me, but I can't laugh because this guy's gonna lose it if I do. But my manager is on the other side of the fence where our games are, and Lewis can't see him, and he's like pointing at me, going like, "Did he fall?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, he fell." So that was a fun time. Shout outs to that. I really wish my Discord camera was working. It bothers me that it doesn't.
All right, so I have a broken chair story too. That's actually quite funny that you reminded me of.
Yeah.
So, okay, you know the like not the chairs that we have now, because we would, I guess, call them office chairs.
Yeah.
That's the way that we were, but it's like the OG office chairs that were like leather, lean back quite a bit, comfortable, everything like that. Well, I have a coworker who has that's his chair. That's his chair.
Mhm.
So, and he says how it's the greatest chair in the world and everything. One day he wasn't at work, right? So another coworker's like, I'm gonna sit on it. He's like, this is great. Goes to lean back, snaps the brackets underneath, falls in between the wall, gets stuck between the wall and the seat. And I mean, is there for a good 10 minutes trying to get out. As I'm laughing because I was like, I know you're not hurt, so this is funny to me. And
I know you're not hurt, so it's funny to me. You know, Bats is that guy.
I heard a chair
so
story.
he put it
That's
back up, shoved it up against the wall, acted like nothing happened. And then we had another coworker come in, and he goes to sit on it, right? And he's just sitting there, and both of us
There
are
we
just
go.
staring. We are dead staring, waiting for him to do. Like, he has no idea why we're just like, we're not laughing. We're straight faced. And he's like, "What? Do I have something on me?" We're like, no, bro. No, get comfortable.
Oh my god, dude.
And well, it doesn't even end there. He gets up and we're like, dang it. That was not as fun as we thought it would be. And then another coworker comes in, sits on that same exact chair. So we all get dead silent again, straight faced. And he leans back and he goes, shit. And he felt it.
God,
Oh my god, dude.
Oh,
That is
it was great. That was
That's tough.
That was one of the best days of work I've had in a while. Watching
That's
other people get
awesome.
hurt, not me.
Classic. I went to a concert when I was like 5 or 6, and I was standing up on the chair, and apparently I turned to the side to talk to my parents, and they were thinking about telling me to not do that, like on stadium seats, but they didn't. They were like, you know what, just let them figure it out. And then I stepped a little bit too close to the backside, and it came up, and I went down on top of it, split the fence post. Classic.
Oh god, dude.
God damn.
So, do y'all actually like want what I was talking about?
Yeah, I want to know what you're talking about,
Exploding?
though. Yeah,
Okay, so
Mhm.
this was probably like close to like 20-ish years ago. This Chinese manufacturer, the pistons in the chairs, did not kind of do up the spec. And so when you would whenever like it's like 40 plus pounds of pressure would hit the piston at one time,
yeah.
it would compress so much that it would explode and catch fire.
It's insane.
Yo, no.
I want to
yes.
see a video of that.
Yeah, that's
Like in the testing, like dropped it like off of the edge of a building, and it hit the chair and then shot back up, and then it was just fireball.
God.
That's dope.
you
I
know,
want one.
if
Fun
you've ever
party
put the
trick.
wrong intake manifold on a car, they do the same thing. Speaking from experience, where I told the O'Reillys, I was like, "Yo, you guys sold me the wrong intake manifold for my Mustang." They're like, "No, this is the part number." I was like, "It's the wrong one," and they're like, "No." So I go home, put it on there, start up the car, antifreeze, 2 stories up in the air, and I was like,
Ooh.
I have to redo the whole engine. And they sent their like owner out to look and make sure I wasn't lying. And then they had to give me a whole new engine, the whole 9.
Nice.
But I had to do all the work again.
You know what?
Which
It saved you
sucks.
about 10 grand though.
No, because I already bought the engine, dude. It's a brand new engine in the first place.
Damn.
I was so heated, dude. I almost fought whatever that dude's name was. I was so upset. They moved the store that he worked at because of how much stuff we bought at that store specifically. Dude, I was heated. I had finally finished the car, and homecoming was in like 2 days. It was when I was in high school, and I was like, oh, sick. I got it done. I'm gonna be able to do the homecoming parade with it. No.
That's so
Absolutely.
And on a
ridiculous.
wrecker.
So yeah, can on a record, dude. Yeah, sign me up for that. Why doesn't your car run? Well, let me tell you a story. Well, they
I had
sold
to
me something
charge ya.
that shoots antifreeze 2 stories up in the air. It's super sick. We really love that.
Testing
Blaise
for
has
the
a
next
poster on
government
it. Don't
weapon.
go to the store. They never give you the right parts.
Oh my god, bro. I have no idea. Anywho, enough about exploding chairs and antifreeze, I guess, for now. This episode is going to be unhinged, and I know that. And like, if we make it through, even most of what I've written down, I'll be surprised. How long is it going to be? I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. Dun. Has anybody been playing anything interesting this week? Any games?
There's a
of the
game
week you wanna talk
plan?
about? Yeah,
Ooh.
dude.
I have
Oh, wait.
one.
Is that what this 30 million messages is that I haven't read yet?
Yeah,
Pretty
I
much,
made a
yeah.
group chat, and at the very top of it is the notes idea in
Yeah.
quotation marks for the day. That way, at least someone knew some semblance of what I'd be talking about. So it wasn't just like, haha, we're gonna wing it and see what happens, which is really what we're doing, and that's fun.
Yeah, I'm used to winging it.
Makes it more fun. I had a game right before this started, actually, an arena game, and I had a hell, and they went full cooldown with the Lotus Sickle, 0 player damage, 15k healing.
Wait, hold
Zero.
on,
Zero.
Hey,
They stayed in
hey.
light stance. They spammed their 2 and their 3, and occasionally 1.
I thought it said 30k healing.
It might have been
It's 15.
30k. I
But
don't
hold
remember.
on,
That doesn't
but
matter. It was
0 player damage,
Zero player damage.
dude. That's like the Suave.
Past
You're in
this
that
round.
game, the joust, where the it was like a while back where the Neath was so bad
Yes.
and she couldn't hit anything, and our goal was to kill the other 2 people and leave the Neath alive.
Yes, I was in
And,
that one. I remember
and
that.
she had 0 deaths when we won.
Yeah, I remember that. And then they were like, and then the need said report someone else.
What for feeding?
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
She's like, they inted. I'm like, bro, we just weren't trying to kill you. Like, we didn't attack her at all. Like, we just left her alone. If I'm in that game as those other 2 teammates, I'm like, do they know that person? No, we're just being idiots. Oh my god,
We're just having
dude.
fun.
No, if I know somebody, I'm going after him 100%.
Oh, 100%.
It's the only person
100%.
I'm going after. Kind of reminds me of that Stewie, that clip on Family Guy. Stewie's like, if only, no one's allowed to kill that son of a bitch but me.
Yeah. Yeah. If I
it's
see
like,
someone I
it's
know
like
in a
playing
game,
Rocket League with Gilley. No, because Suave's here too. He can be my second testament. This man's like, I'm not that good, as he scored every score on us.
Well, not that good in the grand scheme of like
Ember.
ranks, but
Yeah.
compared to the 2 of us in Ember, like
Yeah.
the 2 of us are trying to remember like how to play the game, and Ember is trying to remember how to maneuver in the air, and Gilly's just like plat.
I'm actually almost diamond now.
No,
Oh wow,
no.
that makes
You
your
need to
case so
rephrase
much
that.
better, Gilly.
Suave and I really trying to go for this ball. Ember in the goal line, just kind of sitting there. Gilly's got it. And Gilley just scoring.
I talked about Rocket League, dude. I'm telling you, like, it's one of those games that if you just like pick up and play, if you play against someone that even plays once a week and you haven't played at all or in months, like, they're just better than you. And it's gonna be like the skill diff is massive. It's not even just like they're. It's like it's not like, oh, they're slightly better than you. No, like that. It is an incomprehensible difference.
So
It's
controllers.
yeah,
You need a
it's like
controller for
yeah.
it. It's not
Yeah.
keyboard mouse friendly.
dude, people that
No.
play with keyboard and mouse
Are
is
insane.
insanity.
I had to. I didn't have any way to use a controller. It was
No, but
bad, bro.
Have you seen the people that are cracked at it with keyboard and mouse? Because that's not okay. Like those people need help now.
One
That-
of my
like, that-
players-
Not with
That's
Rocket League.
crazy.
one of my
That's
players is a
wild.
keyboard and mouse player. He's sitting at like GC 1 or 2.
Oh my god,
And
dude.
I'm just, how?
I don't know. The
Bro,
game
I
just
wish
works
I was
different
that
for
good
them,
at a
dude.
game. I wish I was that good at a video game, just like in general.
Yeah.
See, like with me being in plat, I'm still in like the bottom 35% of Rocket League. That's how bad like the skill diff is.
Yeah, I'm in the bottom million.
I think the only game I've been like even close to that good at is Burnout Revenge. I was ranked in the top 20 in the world at one point, but that's it. That's the only game.
That's still pretty good, you know.
Yeah, I rage quit because I went against. I was number 17 in the world, and I went against 14 and 12, and I went for the burnout wreck, and like 12 lagged, and it lagged me through their vehicle, and I lost the race, and I was like, that's it, I'm done for the night. I'll see you guys later. I'm
Oh,
good.
that's bad.
Unfortunate.
That's
yeah.
rough though.
It's a rough time out there. Do you have any other games, Suave?
A lot of Smite. We did have that Rocket League night. I forgot about. That was pretty fun.
I thought he was about to be like, we did have that AGL set. I'm like, we don't need to talk about it. It's okay.
We did have that AGL set. I forgot about that.
We sure did.
Well, no, but we don't have to talk about it because Bats wasn't there.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, is it that, or is it because you really just don't want to talk about it?
Look,
I'm perfectly fine with talking about it. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, we got diffed hard game 1.
Hey, 6 games later, and we finally got a mid tower.
Hey, here's
mid-tier
yeah,
2.
we did.
Mid-tier
We
2.
did.
Mid-tier 2.
So for Ash and Gilley, every time I call for tier 1 or tier 2 mid, but it's specifically tier 2,
Mid-tier 2.
we deicide. And by we deicide, I mean we get decided.
Wow, dude.
Every single time, to the point where I won't call it in comp anymore, because it just makes me upset. Game
Just
1,
say-
nothing to
just
talk
win.
about. We got diffed. We're like, surely we're counter drafting them, right? They pick
Mm.
Oleron, we get Finra. We're like, all right, big brain. Like no, we got body,
Yeah.
bro. They picked Ganesh. Anything we wanted to do, Ganesh was like, and the whole team just dies. I'm like, oh, sick, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. If we had like a blink stun or like anything else,
Yeah.
we would have been
Anything.
fine. But we picked bad.
in game 2, we were like the what's the gladiators, whatever the other part of their name is for SPL teams, where they got like a 20k gold lead and then through. That's what we were doing. We got Fire Giant. We go get tier 1, tier 2 on left side. We get a Phoenix. And I'm like, all right, everybody leave. Go to tier 2 mid. And then we wiped. And I was like, oh my God.
You know whose fault that is? This guy.
So I'm like, Suave, don't greed. He's like, I got the kill, dude. I was like, just get the tier 2 mid.
I was like, I got the wave. Don't worry.
Oh, God, dude.
The
And then
Fires can't handle it.
And then Hockey runs the rest of the team to us in mid. And I was like, I
don't know
hate
why
everything.
I don't know why he stayed with me.
I don't know.
I was either dead or I was out, and there's nothing Hockey could have done to change the outcome.
Because he trolls as much as you do. That's why.
The good news is
That's not allowed bets.
God.
the good news is
That's my job.
Then Ember decides that he wants to go in every fight, and he wants to go in like deep, not just like go in and like set up the fight. Like he wants to go in 1v5, half health somebody, but he's also half health. And that's how we lost the game. We did try to make a sick Camelot Kings-esque play though. They had enhanced fire, and I was like, surely we just hide around the corner and we kill them all. Because their Mercury just kept running off by himself. And we go for the Mercury, and he beats Aegis, gets out with like 25% health, and I was like, oh no. And then Ember's like, I'm going in. I'm like, oh God. And then I'm Rama, and I'm having to dash ult to get damage off. That's right. You got that right. I'm using my only escapes to be able to get damage into the fight, and we threw really hard.
That reminds me of a game I had earlier today. I was playing support, and I forget what I was. Maybe I was Ganesh. No, I wasn't Ganesh. I was something else.
Probably
I was Terra. I was laning with a Rama, and then I'm like quarter health poked out because Rama's not clearing fast enough. And then Homeboy dashes into the Ishtar Bacchus and gets like, I mean, he gets some damage off, but like he's 1v2ing up there, and I had to med and peel him. And then I see our Poseidon jungles coming over, and I'm like, dope, okay, we're gonna get this turnaround. They're all grouped. I drop the root, we get the whirlpool, I block him with the 2. And then I only see him on the minimap, and then I turn, and I see that he's fighting their dodgy jungle on the gold buff, and I'm like, oh, perfect. We're in between, like we're closer, so we can run in there and fix it. Poseidon misses all 3 abilities on the dodgy.
Let's go, dude.
So then she jumps in, and the 3 of us all die. The Poseidon proceeds to go. At one point, he was like maybe 3-10. He finished out like 7-14. Like my Rama did like almost less damage than me with chins and crit. I'm a Terra support with Divine, and that's it. Like, it was rough. Sorry.
That's a time.
Fun.
That is
Don't
fun
hit
and
plat-
interactive.
Don't hit kids.
Don't worry, I'm still working my way there, so I got a ways to go. Every time I try to get there, High Res says no. So
Hey,
you know.
Blaise, I will take you.
Oh.
I will take your ADC any day over like any of these clowns I'm getting, man. Please,
Dude,
please. I want someone with brain cells.
I like you know what's fun about playing ADC right now
Nothing.
is A, nothing. B, you know that there will be at least 2 to 5 people in your lane that are not on your team. All the time.
Absolutely.
That's hella facts.
Yeah,
Hey,
I really
Morty is
like when
fun.
I really like when the solo just teleports over and they're just there, and you're like,
Mm.
but why? Like, why are you here? Like the way I've been playing is like so passive, but I get so many ults out, and I'm like, oh, this is sick. Surely we win because of this, and then that doesn't happen because our random throws or something weird.
Hey, that
Well, I have
happened
to
to
make an
us
amendment.
yesterday, Blaze. It's not just you. Didn't it? Weren't you the ADC yesterday, Suave? And then that Nike just TP'd over into lane because our Zeus was worthless.
Yes. I was
No,
Yuwong. I was
not
Yuwong
just me.
ADC. Blaze, I was Yuwong.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
we had a Susano solo, and his in-game name was Susano Solo, and he was like 0-6 in lane. like
Let's
getting
go,
1v1.
dude. I love it.
So I'm whooping this Charybdis because Charybdis sucks. Don't play her. You know, like she's just bad. She's so annoying to play against. You know, like I'm fun. I'm whooping her because I'm better. Right. I get her like
Oh,
I
no,
drop
dude.
I dropped the 2-1 and then I 3 in and I'm about to ult and then all of a sudden I get pushed. I'm like, what? And I turn her, I look at my mini map and I see Nike there and I'm like, what the hell? And
Why?
Susano's like stealing Bats' farm somewhere, man. Like it was crazy. I almost 2v1'd him. I almost did, but the Nike was like 3 levels over me.
Yeah, and me, the jungle, had more structure damage than Suave, the ADC. Imagine that.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
crazy.
you played a physical and I played a magical.
No, I played
do-
Poseidon.
I
Did
do
you?
have a
Oh, yeah,
question.
yeah. You split pushed.
I did. I was like, oh look.
You had percent
I'm
pen.
gonna
I
have to-
didn't.
I was like, I'm gonna have to do what our solo can't. You know, in lane.
Here, I got a question for Gilley and Ash because you two were there.
Yep.
I want you to guess this warrior. I'm gonna give you the build. All right.
Oh, no.
I want you to guess this warrior.
You said the warrior, right?
Warrior. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because
Okay.
if I didn't tell you that, there's no way you're getting this. So it is a warrior. All right. It's ornate arrow, hasten katana, Aussie, demon blade, envenomed deathbringer, and
Oh,
dominance.
okay.
Almost sounds like a Erlang Shank.
Yeah, it almost
No.
sounds like it'd be an auto attack warrior build,
Yeah, like a fucking Amma or
Please
something.
don't tell me it's like.
and
a
it's
herd.
not.
No.
It's a Nike, bro.
What
Yep,
the
it's a
fuck?
What?
Oh yeah, in our slash.
Yeah,
What
and
the
you know what's crazy? She went positive.
Oh
God.
god.
I just wish I knew she was committing to the meme ahead of time because I would have built my new Tank Nox build that I've been working on. But
I don't know why that just made me think about the fact that Bats had to run against the man lane yesterday.
the man lane, what was it?
Yeah,
Man, like,
it was warrior lane. It was
Oh,
Bologna
okay,
and
yeah, yeah.
Odin, and
I've
they
been
both
seeing that.
Oh my
they
god.
both went warrior's axe, and Bologna rushed frostbound, and then Odin built some tank and then went auto attack. And Bats was just getting pounded like
would
2v1
not
in the
be
tower.
Yeah.
He was
Not
playing Marty, so he couldn't like trade the Bologna like that early.
So
I did when Odin left, and then I had 3 people in my lane the rest of the game.
Ooh.
Suave, you remember us
We
taking
won.
5 afros and just making shapes?
Yes. Oh yeah, that was so fun.
Yeah, but think about the possibilities with Mardi Gras, dude.
True.
That
True.
has to be fun.
I am a huge fan of that holiday.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Oh, so
King
good.
cake slaps, bro.
Ugh.
My birthday falls at Fat Tuesday ish, so my mom would always buy me king cake, and I get to eat that like the week leading up to my birthday.
Nice, dude.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Bats, you got any good games this week? I know you've been sick a lot.
Yeah, so I played Smite. Mostly Suave talked about the games, so that works out in my favor because obviously
nice.
my voice is all smacked. I've still been playing like some Hogwarts Legacy here and there, just when I can. I attempted Diablo 4. but
Yeah,
that
we
game-
did. We sure did attempt Diablo 4.
It
Yeah, I was
honestly,
gonna save that for you.
hey, you know, all of you say you sure did, but you didn't DC like 8 times and then have to wait 15 minutes to get back in every time.
Oh my god.
Dude, Diablo beta is a special time right now. Because not only does it crash, it crashed my stream last night. Not OBS. It just like froze the stream altogether twice. And I don't know why. So that's a question that I gotta figure out. I
'Cause
do
it's
have to
the-
say there is some like current thoughts on the game. Keep in mind, I think like the highest level you can get is like 25 right now or 20. It plays like D3 mixed with Lost Ark mixed with Guild Wars. And I don't think that that's bad.
Yeah.
But I
to
do think it's
answer
like
Dio's question. Yes, I did play some Last
Ooh,
Fortress.
Bats, you
That's-
should talk about the support ticket you failed to fill out
Oh
yesterday.
yeah. No. I put in a support ticket and they gave me the dumbest response ever. Like, this will fix the problem, and it
Let's
didn't.
go,
They're
dude.
just like, hit settings and click repair, and it's like, you think I didn't do that?
No, I meant the part where you filled out the entire thing and then
Oh,
realized you
yeah,
needed a
okay.
screenshot and then had to
oh my god,
exit
dude.
it, take the screenshot, and refill it out.
No way.
Yeah, because
Dude.
like so I wrote like a page and a half of like these problems, and it's like need a screenshot, and I was like,
Oh,
That is funny.
That
I have
day.
some stuff with submitting tickets too, which I'm still confused by, but we'll get there
yeah,
momentarily. I
Blaise is
guess.
the king of submitting tickets and not getting the right answer.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this now. Epic Game Support, they did a good job. But why am I having to go back for 7 emails back and forth to get my problem resolved? When my problem was, I went to go log into my Epic Games account and it decided that I now need a parent for my account.
So Blaise had
And
to ask his
so
dad
I use my
to log
email.
him in.
It lets me log in myself, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, that's fine, I guess, whatever. And then my name's changed. And I was like, okay, so I changed my name back, no problems. My friend list is exactly the same. I have everything still. And I was like, this is just super strange. So I contact them and they're like, okay, so here's what's going to happen. We need to answer these questions. I'm like, all right, answer the questions. They're like, all right, so now that you answered those questions, here's some more questions that we need you to answer. Like, what's connected to your account? What's your birthday? Who are you? What's the name on your account currently? I'm like, all right. Send them that. They're like, okay, now you need to log in and we're going to ask you your birth date. I'm like, okay, cool. And I thought that would fix it. But I went to go get the free game on the Epic Store, and now it's asking me for a parental pin that it won't send me because I don't need a parent account.
I've also been parental locked, and my parents have forgotten the password.
They
so
they parental locked my account, but I don't need a parent anymore because the birthday's right. So now I have to go through another set of tickets. We love that.
God.
Are you sure?
Ash, how's the games going for you, man?
Not too bad, actually, surprisingly. I've been awakening. That's probably the best way of putting it. The addiction again to League. Some of these games have been ridiculous. I randomly got put into a match with a streamer, and he was streaming it live. And the game that ended up like popping off with me, I had a 31 kill game with Caitlyn.
Sus. Oh my
Yo.
god.
I went 31, 11, and 12.
Oh my god.
How
dude.
long was the game?
I'm glad you asked that question because while I was still playing the match, my support was talking so much smack to the other team, and they were talking smack back to the actual supporter, like, you ain't doing anything. Look, even your AD is not saying anything, and I clap 2 people right after they say that. And I'm like, because I'm clapping you guys is why you guys are talking like idiots. I
Oh
lost.
my god, dude.
I would have gotten an S if only my goddamn freaking opponents on the other side did not keep destroying the streamer dude, because he was playing jungle the whole time and he was playing Warwick. If he didn't just keep farming him the entire time, I would have gotten S. He beat me by only 10,000 K damage.
I would have gotten
Dude, you got-
And
S2
he had
if it weren't for you meddling
76,000
kids.
76,000
You gotta
damage.
get the war wiggle, dude. The war wiggle.
Nah, man, that was like I actually was typing in his chat while also when I'm playing the game too, and telling him a couple things. I didn't tell him anything mean, and then I asked him, I was like, hey, do you mind if I say something? And he's all like, are you gonna say something mean? I'm like, no, don't worry. I told him, it's like, FYI, it's like, I'm actually a podcaster and a streamer sometimes too. So if you want to do shit, let me know. I'm down to
Oh, that's pretty dope.
play some League with him. Yeah, I actually played he wants to play Valorant as well, so I might have to show him something.
I've been thinking about playing League with the current state of Smite. And not that Smite is like really, really bad right now, but like I'm ready for their map change that's in like 12 days. And I've been like, maybe I play some League. And then a student showed me the other day, Ash, they're like, this is
League
how much
meta.
CC I get hit with. They had 6.38 seconds of stun. And I was like, maybe I don't play League. Maybe I don't. Because
Dude,
if
I got
I'm stunned
rooted
for
for, like,
6.38 seconds, I'm quitting.
Dude,
I'm
got
just
rooted
hitting
for,
alt
like,
for
F4.
6
seconds.
maybe
What
you just
stunts
play
for that
Hunt.
long?
They got hit by
Dude.
multiple CCs.
yeah. There's
Is
very little DR in the game.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. That is tough.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
how
is.
you do Valorant, dude. I've tried to play that game 2 different times, and it makes me want to throw a monitor out the window.
Okay, my secret to playing Valorant is at least play with friends that you know that will entertain you in the frustration of some of the stuff that happens. Because I've had games where like I pop off, like I pop off on my friends, and some of them are better than me. They're like high gold going into plat ranked into actual elite or
Yeah.
into Valorant themselves. I'm like barely like iron, and I get like 35 kills in one of the games, and then the next person behind me is 11, and or I would
That
have
probably
like
is the case. If I played
yeah
with people, I'd probably enjoy it.
exactly no, it's better playing with people. Like it honestly is.
I'll get in.
It's the difference between like actually wanting to play the game and then also the fact that will I survive playing by myself until
Yeah.
until I get freaking annihilated by somebody and I was like, nope, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, I tried to do it for like dare drops at one point, and I was like, I can't do this. Like this game is stupid. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, then just wait for CS2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
right?
saw that. I'm
Yep.
kind of
I
curious to see how that
can't wait.
goes, to be honest.
I want to get involved into that game again.
I know Asmore is really excited for it. I played a little bit of CS back in the day, not much, but I mean, it's a fun game. I can't be mad about it.
It's like that, and then the other game I like to play a lot, and I don't know if you've seen me play it, Apex Legends. I play a lot of Apex. Like I have over 600 hours into that game.
Dude,
Like-
I have, and we've talked about it. Like I enjoy Apex. I think Apex is super sick. I just only play it like a couple times every few months, and I'm like, this game's awesome. I should play it more, and then I just don't.
They changed the format of the game a little bit now. They actually have
nice.
classes that are involved with certain characters, so they don't just get their normal passive. They are actually set in a specific group that gives them a different passive on top of whatever they have. It's very interesting right now. It's like they have controller, recon, assault, support, and I forgot what the fifth one was. So they have 5 different classes. So like it's fun. It's
That's
like
kind of sick.
it's way better than what I thought that they were gonna plan to do, which was like just announce Apex 2 or somehow say like Titanfall 3 is coming.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, but I mean it's set in the same
God.
universe as Titanfall, so
If Titanfall 3 came out, like they'd make so much money, dude.
I think it would.
Titanfall 1 and 2 did so well. Like it would just pop off, I think.
Mhm.
It could even almost be a reskin of 2 with not much upgrades, and I think they'd make a ton of money.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Titanfall is a sick game.
Yep, it is. Great game. But yeah, that's mainly most of the games I usually play though. And then like I don't know if anyone else plays this game, Disco Elysium. It's a fun game.
I've seen it. I've never played it though.
It messes with your head. I died in the game by getting bullied by somebody, verbally abused. Like your character just starts out of nowhere. It's like I have no will to live now. He just kills himself. I'm like,
Oh my god.
I'm like, yo,
That is wild.
It's-
What?
honestly, like if no one's heard of Disco Elysium, go look it up. It's a really good actual.
Where's
like,
it at?
It's on.
I think
Steam.
I have it.
It's a nice like little visual novel RPG. It's really good.
I'm gonna check it out.
It messes with your head a lot. It's really good.
I think I
Definitely
have
check
it. That is wild.
If you do it on the stream, man, yeah, you better
It's
better be careful.
right
Yeah.
now with the Steam Steam
I'll
sale.
Sometimes
I'll
it can
probably
hit,
keep that one off stream. There's a couple games like I'm like, I'm not streaming that. I think
Well, it's-
cool game, not streaming it.
It's more of like if you're too emotional, like that's probably one of those games that you don't want to see like yourself
Yeah.
be like, fuck, that hits hard right now actually.
Yeah. I got you.
Yep.
Gilley, how things going for you, dude? How are things going for Asgard Okami? How games going for you?
It's going all right. We finished out our league. Well, had an early end to our league. Actually the day before it collapsed.
Yeah, I saw a tweet about it, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude!"
Bro. So we finished like 5th, 6th in the league that we were in, Rocket League.
Yeah.
COD team, we just picked up 2 new people here last week. Still, they're finishing out a league that they're in currently, and then we're actually going to be looking for another one. In terms of me personally, I've just been playing Rocket League, a little bit of Smite here and there.
Nice.
Just in my
I casted you guys the other day.
yeah,
and,
dude.
dude. 12
That stuff was
gauge.
wild.
12 gauge was having a fun time. Game 1, dude.
You're gonna have 2 next week because they had to postpone the one for this week. So we're
Oh,
having
let me
2.
go, dude. Let's go. I'm out of town Wednesday and Thursday, but I'll get to them.
I'll let you know when the matches are
casting.
played.
I'm casting like nobody's business, dude. I've been casting so much Smite. It is insanity. I'm actually I'm casting Oklahoma State versus Marshall and Oklahoma State versus Louisville this week. I'm excited about both of those. I've been trying to get the collegiate scene like more. What's the words I'm looking for? More exposure, because like Albion Giants partnered with NECC, and their games just haven't been able to get cast. Like they were supposed to cast one tonight. Like Mon's like, "Yo, production couldn't make it. Can you run production and cast with me?" And I was like, "What time?" And he was like, 7. And I was like, "No." I was like, I have a podcast at 10, man. Like I just can't. Like as I've already scheduled everything. I can't make that. I was like, if it was a little bit earlier, or if you want me to do it later, maybe I could. I was like, will the replays be up tomorrow? And he's like, no. And I was like, I hate everything. I was like, can't help up with that. But Oklahoma State guys have been reaching out for me for weeks, trying to get their games cast. The first time, I was like, cool, yeah, I'll do it. And the enemy team forfeited.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, cool. And then, oh no, which worked out perfectly, by the way, because that was the weekend my power was out for like 60 hours. And then I was supposed to cast them again, and something happened, and my internet went out that night. So it went out. Both times has worked out perfect. The reasons I couldn't, like, with their issue of not being able to get casted, and me having a problem on my end too. So that's been a fun time. Are you guys gonna have another Rocket League league to go play in?
So we have one right now we're looking at. It's the middle of the season at the moment.
Okay.
They're like 5 weeks in. I'm not entirely sure how long it is.
Gotcha.
But we're looking to get into the next one. It's called the
Okay.
Skyward Series.
Yeah, because I saw what you posted, and I was like, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, dude. You should have. I don't know if he like went in depth to look at what he did.
No, because I was afraid it was going to remind me of like Exilium days.
I think it was worse.
Oh, there we go, dude. That's what we love to hear. We love to hear when you can do
Like-
it worse than that, or the
Well, the thing
old
is, like,
Obey shenanigans.
the same dude owned an org
Oh my god, dude.
and ran the league.
And just flushed it down the drain, huh?
Yeah, it was poorly ran. There were 3,000 people in there, 3,000 players with 3 people managing. Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of esports stuff. Unfortunately, I think that's the problem. Like we're facing in esports right now is the fact of like you're trying to do a ton with too little right now.
Yeah. Well, there's such a market gap between the amateur scene and what like
Yeah.
100 Thieves can do and Optic and stuff like that. But there's no like you either have to like bust your ass off or know somebody.
Well, like, and not only that, some of the companies like stopgap you anyways. We're like, for instance, I've talked about Overwatch, right? Like, if you want to run an Overwatch amateur league, you can do that, but you will have no prizing from them, and you have to, all the naming and stuff has to be very specific to their standards. And there's a bunch of limitations in things to go to the point where like it's almost impossible to run. And it's like, okay, but you want to grow your pro scene. So how are you supposed to grow your pro scene if you can't make an amateur scene for people to work into the semi-pro league and then like work their way up? Like there's this huge gap. I mean, we see it with Smite too. Smite's not as bad. Smite's gotten a lot better with
They need to
amateur
allow
league
orgs
into
back to the pro
SEC
scene.
and so forth, but it's a major problem there. I don't think we'll ever get orgs back in the pro scene for Smite.
It was probably like the knife in the heart of them doing that. Granted, I know why.
Yeah, I know why. It's worked out better
But-
for player salaries for sure, but I think they could have
it's
negotiated
helped out a
that.
bunch, but like their like solution of having like orgs in it, like sponsoring players or full teams,
Mm-hmm.
that's
It's weird.
no one's gonna have that because your name's not there.
It's a weird period. I mean, I get why they did it. It's been healthier for the league in the far as player salaries, and the league has been more competitive since. But it also limits them on exposure. Like they're not able to get more exposure from those orgs. So it's like this like weird, again, it's a weird stopgap of like esports is always going to be that way, though. I feel like because until they can find out a way to make things more fluid, you have a lot of these games where if a new COD releases every year, and you're just not as good as the new meta, like you're going to fall. It's hard to stay as a pro in a game that changes constantly. And I don't mean like how we get Smite patches or Rocket League patches, things like that. I don't mean that. I mean like when your game has a new iteration every year and a half, it doesn't have longevity. I think that makes it harder to have a pro scene.
And I
That's
feel like that's where
competitive.
COD
Well, see-
is different because like you're getting a whole new game,
Yeah.
every 2 years now. Well,
Yeah, I was
actually,
gonna say.
it'll still be a year because they're pulling some shenanigans.
Yeah.
I still feel like most games should be like how MOBAs are. Still, like you get a game and it's just like, yeah, the patches, renew it, and basically, I mean, obviously, Smite from 2014 is way different than now, 10 years later. But that's just the ever evolving game.
But also the adaptability is easier. It's easier to adapt to a patch than a whole new game set of mechanics.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Fortnite's been as successful as it has. I mean, and I've talked about that before. Like, I know people be like, "Oh, Fortnite cringe, whatever," but like, Fortnite does a lot on a regular basis. Like, when they release a new season, it's insane.
Well, yeah, and then not only that, when it comes to the tournament scene, they actually support the game, so they give stuff to them to actually do things.
Yeah, you get paid out.
Like
they make sure you get paid.
Yeah, they get paid out. Also, like, there's a different scene because I've been a part of the scene. It's the FGC, the fighting game community. Like, that's also like a very tight niche amount of people that are there, and you can also see that a lot of that stuff gets crowdfunded on that thing. But there's so much respect in that thing where if someone does something, they try to get everyone involved with it. On top of that, like we've had that before. There's a sponsor that we've had for one of the tournaments that was held here in San Diego. It was run by Vitrix, and Vitrix makes these very high-end fight sticks that they're price-wise they're $400 sticks.
Yeah,
they're like everything's metal inside of it, so it's like there's no plastic, nothing. It's all metal. It's built to last, and they also have an ability to etch whatever you want on it. So like they gave us like 6 sticks to give out for top 3s in
That's awesome.
in 2 games, Tekken 7 and Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, there some, like, for instance, like Overwatch League, like it requires $2 million startup just to like put your name in there. It's not even to even begin. It's just to be like put your name in.
Yeah, just have your name.
Yeah,
What is
Wild.
25 million?
Well, yeah, I think it's for
Ridiculous.
I think it's 2 million for amateur, but it's 5 for like pro. I believe it was. It's an absurd amount of numbers.
Yeah, it's an insane amount of money. Like, I think that's part of the problem. Like that we have is like that investment's huge because like it might not pay off.
No, exactly.
And like,
And there's not like I would say like 90% of the games, like esports titled games, I guess you could say, there's not a company ran amateur scene.
No.
And I feel like that's something major that's missing in the.
I mean, that's what League does well.
Esports. Yeah,
League's insane, dude. Like League is the pinnacle of esports stuff. As
well,
far
League
as
League is like 7 different esports regions. Like,
yeah,
it has from like LES or what is it? LCS,
LES, all of There's but not only that, but like each team has like a minor team contained within them that they train, and like I mean, it's insanity. But it works and it's fluid and they build the scene. Like they make sure that they will have a player base that will last as far as their pro scene goes.
That's
the
also
fighting game scene does, the fighting game community does that as well. Like
I'll say fighting game community is a good one. Fighting game community is huge, and like there is a lot of respect in that community.
Yeah, like in Japan, for instance, if you wanted to, there's I ended up meeting a specific player that he ended up winning Evo. His name was Nobi. It was when they had their first, when Evo first dropped Tekken 7, and that was the first time we were going to see Tekken 7 in a tournament, which was Evo, I think it was 2016, I want to say it was. And that was like the first time I ever went to Evo. Like, Nobi was trying to play for a spot on a team to get signed. And they told him the only way we'll sponsor you to go there, but the only way you'll get signed is you have to win. If you don't win, you don't get signed at all.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of like Singapore's another place that does that as well, and I forgot where in South Korea as well, because like a huge Tekken scene in South Korea. Like they they will actually pay for you to go to places, but if you don't win, they will not sponsor you like after a certain amount of time. They only do trial runs with you. They don't even do contracts with you yet until you prove yourself on something.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, it's hard to do those things most of the time, but it is a struggle. But they do actually go and find people to tell them, like, I will sponsor you. Like,
but
just win,
it's
we'll sponsor
they
you.
want a return on their investment. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
That's what they want. And I always find that interesting. I don't know. I love casting Smite. I sometimes wish I could cast other stuff. I thought I was gonna have an opportunity to cast Overwatch for a little bit, but that didn't end up panning out. So sad times. And I've been casting DKO, but that's a weird flow to cast. I don't know. Did you see the announcement for Budokai 4?
I did. I hated the Tenkaichi series though. I don't like that open space environment.
That I get that. I'm hoping it's good though. I did like Budokai. We'll see how the Tenkaichi game goes. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping it's good.
I don't know. I really love the original Budokais, but it's like DBZ Fighters has been like a phenomenal game. Like I played that. I've been to tournaments for that game.
I'm surprised they didn't like just do a new Fighters. To be honestly, like I'm really surprised they decided to go the Budokai route. Now, I played a lot of Budokai tournaments a long time ago, and that's why part of the reason I'm excited to see it come back. I didn't talk about what I played this week. Good news is I was at a track meet until 10:30 p.m. in the 30-degree weather on Wednesday. So I worked a 16-hour day, which then implemented a me not having brain cells to operate my life on Thursday when I took the day off. So my games are pretty limited. I've played Nox, got her to Diamond. If you're playing Nox and there are healers on the enemy team, I have the build for you. And I know what you're thinking. I'm going to do damage. No. We don't care about damage here because I've used this build, hit an ult, and watched as the last tick kills somebody. And that tick is hitting for 17 damage. And I promise you, nothing feels better. There's no one else around. They think they're out. And you just watch that 17 pluck on the screen and they die. And that is awesome. Good. So it is, you go Tainted Steel into Divine Ruin, into Contagion, Breastplate of Valor, Amulet of Stronghold, and Glad Shield. And it is a good time. You have you have the cooldown you need, you have all the anti-heal you need. And you just bop these kits. I did it. I've done it. Let's see how many times I've went this build. 4 times. First time I went 4-0 and 23. Then I went 8-6 and 18, 5-0 and 15, and 11-2 and 16. Build's good.
On top of the ticking for 17 Blaze, there's the added benefit of, oh, it's a hell. They're gonna 3 and be fine. No. You're not healing. You're not healing that 17 damage. No. You're healing nothing. You're healing the Nox. You are healing the Nox with that.
Like, I like seeing the green numbies tick up, dude.
Oh yeah, you gotta love the self-sustaining Nox with
the Nox healing, dude. Yeah, sign me up.
With the sucky amulet, tainted, you know.
Yeah. Other than that, I played Zhongqi ADC this week. Not the move. Mostly because of my build choice. But you know, going Axe into Warlock Staff, real rough early hours. I think it was gonna come online though.
It would have.
It just needed to cook a little bit longer, and it would have been fine. Other than that, you know, played some Izanami, built Griffin Wing because that item's silly, and we were running a game and they surrendered after I got a triple kill on Artemis, and I'm still mad. I was just running people down. Other than that, we played Diablo 4. I think Diablo 4 looks really good. I think the cinematics look good. I like how it plays, and I like the skill tree system. My concern is that it feels like very different from Diablo, and it feels kind of like Diablo Immortal, and that concerns me a little bit, because if the game feels that way, I have a feeling it's to put some people off, because Diablo Immortal, while it did play well, was a monetized cash cow that drove people and put the wrong, you know, just the bad taste in their mouth. I do have to say, I think once Path of Exile 2 comes out, I think that's going to be the polarizing difference. I don't think most people will play both. Like, I don't think they'll enjoy both games. I think you're going to enjoy one or the other. I do so far think it is good, though. I do love Diablo. I like the idea of world bosses. It does feel like they're trying to go the MMO-ish route, like Lost Ark. Like
Last
it
Ark.
has Last Ark. It has a similar esque play style. So we'll see. I don't know. So far, I like the customization. I like how everything looks and feels. I wish there was like more enemy density. I think that's one thing that feels weird. Like on Veteran, it feels like the packs of enemies you see, it's like one at a time, and that feels really strange.
It's probably a beta thing, just like
yeah.
less things in the world, less server strain.
I was gonna say I did read too, like people weren't really intrigued by the bosses. They felt like they were pretty lackluster in the beta. And I do have to agree. I think it'd be kind of cool if they did more than like 2 attacks. That gets easy to predict. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna play it regardless. I love Diablo, so it'll be fun. And then I started Crisis Core this week on the PS5, and it is drastically different than the Vita. And I haven't decided if I like it or not. The voice acting, it's something. I don't.
You don't like it?
It bothers me, dude. And I'm usually not a hater of Final Fantasy voice acting. But I played it in English, and I was like, surely it's better in Japanese. And it was not. And that was disappointing. And it's Zach's voice. I think that's the problem. Because in Final Fantasy VII, the remaster of that, it's fine. Whatever's going on in Crisis Core, though, like it's very meh. I would almost rather just read everything. Like it's like that. So I'm gonna keep playing it though. Other than that, I don't think I really played anything else because of the way my week went with work. By the way, 16 hours of work from a 7.5 hour track meet led to a lot of fun parent texts the next day. Yeah.
Why was my kid out this late?
No, bro. Like, why is my kid was cold? I'm like, yeah, on Monday and Tuesday, I told your kid to wear clothes outside because, it's going to be 30 degrees. And they wore shorts to the t-shirt. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, my kid was hungry. Bring snacks. I'm not their parent. I can't help them. I'm sorry.
Be the team mom, the team dad.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Let me just go figure all that out for them right now.
That's
I literally was like, I don't know what to do. They're like, we should have known. I was like, I would have loved to have known why we were delayed. I was like, I'm not privy to that information. This is the way track is sometimes. It sucks. But we had some impressive performances. I have a kid that just got his ACL surgery 6 months ago. And he's already been cleared to run.
What the damn?
And he almost PR'd. It is wild, dude. I've been doing so like the days he doesn't have PT, I do like rehabilitation with him that I've designed. Dude, he like his form is insane, bro. Like I was like, he's going to college for football, and I was like, oh my god, like he's gonna be a beast. I was so nervous for him to run.
Was it like a reteaching of how to run, like fundamentally?
Yeah.
Oh, well then, yeah, you get the perfect form going right there, like.
Well, like, and I was making him do stuff that like most people hate doing. Like, I was like, all right, I need you to walk backwards, and then you can jog forwards once you get to this point. And he's just like looking at me like I'm an idiot, which most of my runners do when I'm saying we're gonna run backwards. And they're like, and before they go, why are we doing this? I'm like, well, it builds up the strength behind your knees. Like, it builds up the muscles you need so you don't tear your hamstrings and your knees. But dude, it was just one of those things. Like, I was so nervous for him to run. So nervous. And then he popped off. So that was pretty cool to see. Other than that, I don't have any other games. Gaming news was kind of light this week. I'll go ahead and touch base on that. But for gaming news stuff, I do want to mention there was a sad thing yesterday, and that is the voice of Savala.
Yeah, Lance Riddick died.
Yeah, Lance Riddick passed away. And I didn't realize it at first what happened, because all I saw was on Twitter is like, goodbye, Commander. And that's all the post said that I saw. And I was like, they killed off Savala. I was like, why did they do that after Lightfall came out? Like, I was confused. And then I saw the post about Lance Riddick, and I was like, oh my god, dude. Like, so, hope everybody in the Destiny community is good. I've seen a lot of different posts for the past couple days, and I think that is hard time. Like, when you have a character that's voiced by somebody for so long, when they pass away, it's hard to like get someone to change, like bring in and do the voice that's going to be similar enough. So I'm curious to see what Destiny ends up doing. I guess we'll find out going forward, but I did see that some people ask for like to bring certain strikes back and things like that. So Destiny is usually pretty big with their community and trying to do what the community wants. So hopefully that's the way it goes.
Unless you're bats.
Unless you're bats.
Unless you're bats.
True.
Uncalled for.
I was really going to say, and bats might be asleep.
It was happening. I'm not gonna lie.
happening.
I got a little respite there, so it felt nice. I missed the unmute button a couple of times. I heard my name.
God.
I was gonna have us do a draft because me and Bats did one last week, and that's always a fun time. Bats sucked at the draft though, so we had to bring more people, so that way I just don't body him for free.
Okay.
Because last week we
here.
did controllers, and his first pick controller was the NES controller.
That thing is so uncomfortable.
Dude,
I don't know how the hell my
Alright.
childlike hands was able to hold on to that freaking rubbish,
dude.
sharp cornered, freaking rectangular little fucking.
It was a
four
weapon,
button.
dude.
Hey, I grew up on Atari. You want to talk about crappiness?
Nerd,
That's
man.
all I was allowed to game on.
My point is, you literally could have picked any controller that exists, and your first pick last week was the NES controller.
Yeah, because NES at least lasts. I still have the original one that I had. You know what? You know what other console I can say that for? None.
I still have my Wii remotes from when I
I
was
still have my
like 7.
N64 controllers.
I'm gonna hold on. I'll be
Mhm.
back.
That's a jinx with Via right there.
He's gonna
Vamp for a second.
end up
Dude,
bringing like some.
I actually just found my Wii a couple weeks ago. I was like, no crap.
No, okay. Here's the funny part when it comes to controllers. Okay, one of the best controllers that I've ever used, because I grew up as a Sega kid. There is a one called a Retrobit 6-button controller for the Sega Genesis.
Yes.
Those things are that is the best controller for the 16-bit era. Like, honestly, that's one of the best. Is that do you have
What
is that Tiger? That's a Tiger I would say, is that Tiger Electronics or what the hell?
It's
That's
Atari,
the
bro.
new age.
Okay, let's
That's
say
new age
old
Atari.
Atari.
That is Atari 2600, bro. It has the pin ports.
That's sick.
That's cool, actually.
We talked about it on the Bot G podcast a couple weeks ago. Like it's wild the things I own.
Let's take a tour through Blaise's crib. real
Right,
quick.
dude?
If you're if you want to go watch this on YouTube, it will be on YouTube. So if you're listening, you want to go see what I'm showing. Like, I mean, I literally have like Dig Dug in the box or Galaga,
Damn, old school Galaga.
along with some other crazy stuff. I picked up a haul at Goodwill a couple years ago. I spent $20, and I have a game that's worth like $500 from that $20 haul. That's game's called Evo for the Super Nintendo.
That's
But
cool.
that haul was awesome. I got Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 2.
Ooh.
What else did I get? Demon's Crest, where you play the demon from Ghost and Ghouls.
Yeah.
Also got Ghost
Firebrand.
and Ghouls. What else did I get?
Dude, that
Yeah, I don't know.
reminds
There's
me.
so many things.
Why
in that-
has there
that thing.
never been like a remake of Dark Cloud? Does everybody know what that
That
is?
game is sick.
I know what Dark Cloud
I
is.
love that game.
That is a good game.
I don't know.
But we're
If
gonna
they
do a
remade that,
draft,
I would just be like, "Here's my money."
and we're gonna do. Do we want to do top 5? Maybe top 3 would be better.
I mean, yeah. So
All right, so
however you
we're
want to
gonna-
do it.
We'll do top 3 because I feel like that's not as hard to keep up with, and Bats will still lose no matter what, so it's fun. We're trying to limit the amount of ways Bats can lose, and 3 would take it down a little bit.
You know what? 1v1 me on the controller, bro. 1v1 me.
In what?
Exactly.
Anything.
In
Mortal
what?
Kombat. Mortal Kombat.
Okay, you'll lose. We can do that whenever you want.
Damn.
that you do not want that smoke, Bats. I promise you. I put way too much time into Mortal Kombat.
Dude, so did I. I would just sit there and practice.
You can even pick your Mortal Kombat.
I was like fighting game guy here.
Yeah, you can even pick which one you want to play.
I didn't say Ash. Ash is out of this conversation. I'm just talking about you, Blaze. I've seen Ash play his games.
You're gonna get smacked. It's not even. You better go challenge somebody else. You need to go up the ladder, dude. You need
Blaze is gonna be there.
Go challenge Kenny first.
Better odds of beating Kenny in a duel.
You have to beat my Shenlong, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, man's got a tier list.
So we're gonna do a games draft. Top 3 games.
Out of the ones you sent.
No, no, it could be any of them. I sent a list just in case you needed like some help. You know what I mean?
Where is that list?
It's in the group chat.
In the chat.
Oh yeah.
But now my eyes have given me ideas of games I will pick, and I will lose this draft, and I'm gonna lose this draft by picking some fire games that no one would ever want to play again.
Not if I
and
lose
that's okay.
first.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. Wait, I'm just supposed to pick 3 off of this because I already got my 3.
Pick 3 games ever.
You can pick ever.
Are these our 3 favorite, or are they what we think are the 3 best?
Whichever you want. I'm telling you right now, at least one of mine that I'm going to pick is because I love that game. And like I know
and y'all can suck it.
I know it's gonna go bad, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm gonna lose this even harder than you, Blaze.
Okay,
We'll
let me see. Let's see what we picked. Though.
I feel like we should let Bats go first because he needs the help.
Oh yeah. All
right, Bats, you can pick any game you want, bro, ever made.
Ratchet and Clank. I love that game.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Damn.
I honestly love that game. Between that and Jack and Dexter.
So you just go give people ideas. Have fun, bud. I don't know who should. Bats, you can choose who goes second pick, bro.
Let's do.
I'm going last.
Oh, in that case, I want Blaze to go second pick.
No, I'm going last.
No one's taking my game, so
yeah, I don't have to worry about it for me.
We'll see.
What you got, Ash? What you picking?
I'm gonna pick up the classic because this game, it kind of shaped my view on gaming. It's Metal Gear Solid 3.
Dude, such a good game, dude.
Like
a good game.
I love the fact that I got introduced to Metal Gear Solid when I was like 12, 13 years old, because like the story was just weird, and that's when I started. And that's when like my love for anime like expanded more as a kid. Actually, I started knowing what that was. Like that gaming franchise in general was great, but then 3 was like the one that pretty much proved that this gaming franchise is like top notch. Like honestly, like 2 is phenomenal, still one of my favorite Metal Gears, but 3 is still really good.
Yeah.
Except hiding in a box never really works. I don't know if you tried that as a kid.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, the explanation point is still there. I promise you, it's still there. All right, Ash, who's going next, dude?
Gilley, go next.
See, like I'm looking at the list, and I'm like torn between like 4 of them.
I'm not even going anything on that list.
I don't not even look at the list. I'm just gonna fire away.
A lot of the ones that there, like I played a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And, like kind of reminded me of games. So I'm torn between like Devil May Cry or Dead or Alive.
Oh.
And honestly, I may go like Dead or Alive, the first one on the original Xbox. That was the first fighting game I ever played.
Dude, I don't know how long I spent on Devil May Cry trying to get that S.
Dude, Devil May Cry,
yeah,
such a good series.
It is a great series.
The newer one, I haven't played the newest one, but the first few were really, really, really good.
The new one's pretty good
a little problematic, but it was still a pretty good game, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and what makes that game good is also the music. The music in that game is solid.
Just in the series, like all the music's great.
Yeah. All right, Suave, what you got, dude?
Mario Kart DS. Not to age myself.
Let's go.
God,
That's real
bring back
funny.
memories.
That's real funny
I
because
will be
my
aging
my
myself.
my first pick is Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube.
I like how he's like, not to age myself, but I'm pretty sure he's the
Wait, Blaise, the
youngest
newest-
person here.
Oh, I am. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
you definitely are.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm the baby of the bunch.
Yeah, dude.
Not
Mario
counting
Kart Double
Boss.
Dash is the pinnacle Mario Kart game. That game is so good.
I kicked so many butts on field trip bus rides on Mario Kart DS.
Oh, the
Dude.
local
I would
gameplay.
I would just be chilling, like playing single player, and then everyone would be like, I'm the best. No, I'm the best. And I'll just kind of slide in there and win, and then everyone would get confused.
Yeah,
The
that was
one-
like me with Madden, dude. People be like, "I'm good at Madden." I'm like, "Oh, do you want to play?" And I wouldn't say anything. Like I'd just be like humble as can be, and then they start talking smack in the first quarter, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's cool." Or if they didn't talk smack, my roommate would talk smack for them. And then there was one guy that I beat 80-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he came in, he's like, "Oh, I heard you're really good at Madden." I was like, "I mean, I'm all right." And the only reason he scored 7 was because my roommate asked me a question and I threw a pick 6, like in the middle of a play.
Oh.
Like this, like he waited till I hit hike and asked me a question to see if I'd screw up, and I did. We had one guy that was like wanted to beat me, and he's like, I'm gonna pick Green Bay and beat you. And I was like, all right, dude, I'm just gonna continue to pick the Vikings. I don't care if they suck. And he was up 21 on me in the fourth quarter. And he started talking smack, and I was like, "You realize there's 4 minutes left, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's why I'm talking smack now." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Well, here's a fun fact for you. That's bad news." And I won that game. But my first pick, I'm definitely taking Mario Kart Double Dash. That game's super sick. You have to worry about the weight of 2 different racers, and I love that. I also won a copy of that game by showing up to a store where they were doing a tournament and just setting the fastest time and getting a free copy.
Nice.
That's correct.
Are we doing? I don't know. Are we doing snake style, or should we just? I think we should just give Bats the next pick, dude. We're just gonna let Bats pick again. I think that's the way to go.
I got a next pick.
Way.
All right,
We're only
I'm
picking 3 or we're picking 5, actually.
We're picking 3. Picking 3.
Okay.
okay. My next pick is just Jack and Dexter, since nobody picked it. Because, like I said, I just like those games so much. They're probably one of the games that I could replay constantly and never get bored out of it.
Yeah, I never played Jack and Daxter.
Neither have I.
I've watched them be played, and they look good. I did play Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank's super good, and Jack and Daxter I know is good. I never got to play it.
Dude, I remember I bought the PSP just so I could play or not the PlayStation Vita. Just so I could play the other game that released out. I was like, I'm buying it just for this, and then I beat it, and then I sold the Vita.
You know what makes me mad about the PlayStation Vita? Is that they had Final Fantasy Dissidia, which is a sick game. And then they made a new Final Fantasy Dissidia for console, and it sucked.
Sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you screw that up so hard? Like, you had the base plan. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Port it over.
Just port it over. Unfortunate, really. Unfortunate.
Yeah, really bad.
All right, Ash, what do you got?
Okay, so this one's definitely going to be an obscure one because everyone probably has heard of the series and maybe have seen this crazy amount of memes about this entire series. Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
Yakuza 0 is by far one of the best written Yakuza games I've ever played. And if no one's ever played the Yakuza series, I understand. Because you either have to know about it or you have to be Japanese to know about those games. Because they didn't get ported into the United States until Yakuza 3 came out.
Yeah.
So my first experience was Yakuza 3. But Yakuza 0 is my pick because it's the best written. It's also the best system that they probably ever done for a Yakuza game, like of all time.
Yeah, it's definitely good. I've watched my wife played through one of them, and I watched her play it. She loved it.
They're fun. They're really fun, but it's very, very Japanese.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right, Suave, what do you got, dude? Or no, it's Gilley.
Uh,
It's Gilley. It's Gilley. It's
yeah.
Gilley. My bad.
I was
My
gonna
bad.
say I thought it's Gilley.
Yep.
I would probably say Metroid Prime, the original one.
Ooh, that is a good one, dude.
Okay.
I played it on
Metroid
DS.
slept on.
And
It
they're,
is.
they're remaking Prime.
They did.
Oh, let's go.
It's already out.
Oh, it's already out?
It's on the Switch. Yeah, it's on the
Oh,
eShop.
They dropped it when they announced it.
Yeah, I didn't know they dropped physical copies of it too. Because I would have went and bought it.
Oh man.
Wait, how the hell you
Yeah.
How are they gonna? Does it have a? Oh, I guess it has a card slide, doesn't it? For like
Yeah,
DS
yeah, yeah.
games?
I would 100% bought it though, just as a collector's item, because I have when they did like the remastered set for the Wii U. I
Hmm.
bought that, and that's worth a good chunk of change. Fun facts of the day. All right, Suave, what do you got?
I'm sticking to my character forming and not overall best games ever. So I'm gonna have to say Wizard 101 because that
Oh
shaped.
no, dude.
Bro, I exclusively played Wizard 101 from like that was the only game I played the entirety of elementary school up until like my friends showed me Roblox and Minecraft in like 5th grade. I played Wizard 101 from 1st grade through 4th grade. I would get home, hop in a Skype call with my boy, and we would play it. And we had no idea what we were doing. We were just kind of running around. But like, man.
God, you are young. God damn.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I've watched him and Boss play Wizard 101, and I was like, there's just no way, dude. I can't do it.
Damn.
You don't like all the complex math equations, Blaise? Are they too much for you?
Oh yeah,
I
dude.
tried it when it was
Math
free.
teacher brain just can't handle it. I just can't fathom the amount of mathematics that's there.
I mean, hey, you could barely make a pentagram, so.
Oh my god, dude.
Um,
Yeah, because I'm the one that diffed that, not the other 4 people that were with.
it was I did not. Okay, I know I passed geometry. Okay.
Oh my god, dude. You know what's always a weird thing to me? I teach pre-cal and never took it. Like I just
I mean, it's
Weird-
not a
weird
necessary
times.
course.
no, but I just never took that course.
Did
Then
you
went
take-
straight into calculus.
Did you take trig, or did you just skip that too?
I took like an advanced algebra and trig course. Like there was like
Okay.
a little bit of trig. It wasn't much.
Pre-calc trig?
Not what I needed for
Bro.
calculus or alternate calculus. I promise you that. Like never saw a unit circle in trig, so I was like, oh, got to calculus. I'm like, this is gonna be a fun time.
Painting my existence.
Bro, that's the only part of pre-calc that matters.
It is. It is. I get
Everything else
people.
is bull.
Quite literally the circle of life.
Yeah,
Damn.
quite literally.
Half-Life
Um,
formula.
My next pick's Halo 2, by the way. I think that game
Let's
just
go.
goes hard. That game is such a good game. Like
It
the
is.
multiplayer's good, LAN parties
Sticky
slaps,
grenades.
sticky grenades, like this pinnacle Halo, dude. This pinnacle Halo. That game is so good. So good.
Okay.
I used to play against people in college. I had a couple buddies that'd be like, "All right, let's 1v2." I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Hmm.
They didn't have a fun time. I'm like, "This is gonna go bad for you." And I attribute my PUBG like flick shots to that game. So when Boss wonders how he got put down so fast when he flew in behind me that one time, it's thanks to things like Halo, where I just like learned to quick scope people in the head.
That turned
Speaking of PUBG,
fourth-
that game turned 6 years old this week,
That's
Really?
crazy.
and
Still
that is
alive?
wild. Yeah, dude. Shut up,
remember-
Gilley. That game is good, dude.
What's
Yeah.
not?
Yes, it is.
I like it.
It is such a good game.
This is
I
so
love that
good.
game.
Why do I feel like it's been out for a lot longer?
It's
Because it's a remake of H1Z1 that's been out longer.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, dude. Pinnacle H1Z1. Like before it got to where it was at, like when it first released, that game was so stupidly fun. I'll always, RIP my Mr. Batman username. This RIP that. I would just sit in bushes sometimes in games and wait for people to run by and be like, if you're listening to this, you are the resistance. And I would just kill them. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, I am Batman.
God damn it.
I had one guy who goes, but I could have been your Robin. I was like, I don't need sidekicks. They're dead weight like you. And then I just walked away.
Kill. Oh, God.
Oh
my
god.
God.
man.
I love that game.
Dang.
My wife used to watch me play it and just laugh. That's part of the reason I like PUBG though. My wife used to talk smack to the people that we played with. Like if they did dumb
Nice.
plays, like we had this kid named his name was Will. And we're in a squad and Will's like, "All right, I'm gonna sit out here while you guys push the house." And we all just get wiped. And Will's just chilling. And he picks off the last guy that we happened to all, like we traded. We just one guy left. And then Will goes and loots all our bodies. That's all he wanted was our loot, bro. I was so mad. And my wife just starts going in on him. Like in. She's like, it was bad. I felt bad for the dude. I was like, yeah, dude, that bad play. Like she was like, I don't care. He's stupid. And I was like, I mean, you're not wrong. Like you're absolutely correct.
Born, man.
What's
She
better,
may-
having 3 teammates who are fully decked out, or you alone with too much equipment for you to even use?
Yeah.
Like,
Just know, like my wife commentary when I'm playing a video game is like pinnacle. Like if you're getting that in the background of my games, it is almost too much to handle. Because if you make a really bad play, like she will call you out for it. Watching her play games like Hogwarts Legacy was like I have a video of her raging at a boss. I've never broken a controller from throwing it. But my wife I have a dent in our PS4 controller from where she threw it at the ground playing.
Nice.
I think playing Last of Us or something where she just got so mad. And there's
That's
like a
awesome.
visible dent. And like when I know that controller as soon as I pick it up on the right side. I'm like, oh, there it is.
God.
All right, Bats. What's your third and final game? You got Ratchet and Clank,
All
you
right.
got Jack and Daxter.
You're
what
not
are
gonna
you
see this
rounding
one
out with?
coming. I hope I don't mangle it, but I'm like, cause you guys made me think of it. But Final Fantasy Cerberus.
Oh, that is a cult classic sleeper game, dude. Dirge of
It was
Cerberus.
a great game. Yeah.
That game's sick. Yeah. That game honestly slept on.
I mean, I've tried to find it everywhere and I never can.
I have it.
Oh, rub it in, bruh.
I could probably find it right now if I'd spent some time and looked. You know what actually else I have?
I don't know. Take us on a tour, bro.
Yeah, dude, just pull the
Yeah,
webcam over.
bring the camera with you, yeah.
No, he's
I
just
got
gonna
dark.
pull
I
it.
got Dark Cloud right there, bro. Dark
I mean,
Cloud.
I have
too.
Dark Cloud.
Oh yeah, nice.
I have Dark Cloud,
That
so
game's so good. All right, Ash.
I
What you
might
got,
go
dude?
play it.
Remind us what your first 2 picks were, by the way.
My first 2 picks. Well,
Yeah.
first one was Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yep.
And the second pick was Yakuza 0.
Yep.
And if you notice, there's kind of a slight pattern in my games because they're Japanese games. You're
Wait,
correct.
let me guess. Persona.
No, I will go in RPG because this is probably I consider as the greatest RPG ever made, and it is Final Fantasy VI.
That was gonna be my last pick if no one picked it.
Yeah, it was.
It's so good,
it's
dude.
my favorite Final Fantasy. It's one of the few Final Fantasies you get to see the villain actually dominate the entire freaking series,
Mm-hmm.
like the whole entire
Mhm.
time, and succeeds. But it's really good.
Yeah.
Kefka is like one of the best villains ever. Like,
Dude,
there's
Kefka
never
is
been
such a
better-
good villain. He's so good.
Has not been a better villain than Kefka. Like Sephiroth, maybe whatever's, but nah, it's like
Yeah, Sephiroth is like okay.
yeah.
He has his like moments, but Kefka is just it the whole time.
You just Giga Chad the entire time.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yep.
I'd actually say I don't know if Sephiroth is the second best villain.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's Garland, dude.
really.
I think Garland's sick.
Okay.
And I only think that it gets better because they released Stranger's Paradise, where they actually do like the prequel of how Garland got to where he was and how he became the Knight of Darkness. I think, and like, I don't mean it in the sense of like, I don't think he's probably, is he the second? I don't know. I think in the sense of how he got there, where he was a warrior of light and then switched to darkness, I think it's kind of sick.
Okay.
I don't know.
I was gonna say because technically it's not considered a final boss. It's like the second to last boss, which is
Yeah.
which is a Seymour Guado.
Yeah.
Like I would consider him as like a top tier boss as well. You fight him
He
3
is.
times and he's really good. I don't really.
I just
consider
like the
Sin
idea of
final boss. but
Yeah. I don't think Garland's the final boss. I like him as a villain though. I think he's kind of sick.
Yeah.
No, but Kefka, I don't think there's a boss that's close in Final Fantasy. I don't even. I think the gap is huge.
Yeah, I think so too.
God, what a good boss. Lantern is actually like trying to do something with Final Fantasy with voiceovers or whatever for 6 specifically. And he was like, "Hey, who would you voice?" I was like, "I don't care, anybody." I was like, "If you need Kefka, let me know, bro." I was like, "I know that would be fun." But God, what a good villain, dude.
Yes,
So good.
definitely one of the best. Literally one of the best.
All right, Gilley, what are you rounding out your draft with, and remind us what your first 2 picks were?
So my first 2 was Dead or Alive and Metroid Prime. This one's gonna date me even further because I'm sure this game is older than Suave. Earthworm Jim.
Oh my god, it is
let's
older
go,
than
dude.
it is.
It
It
is.
is.
Early 90s. I love that thing. Dude, the best part of that game is whenever you beat a level, you just see the cows right there, you just hear the well done.
Yeah, well done.
Every time. It's so good. Oh, I love that game.
That game is super good. You know what other game whenever that game gets brought up, I always
man.
think about Vector Man.
Yes, I love Vector Man.
And did you know there was supposed to be like an updated Vector Man and they scrapped it once they released Halo? Because they thought it looked like the characters looked too much alike.
I remember
Yep,
that.
they scrapped the
You told
project.
about that.
That's crazy, dude.
Dude.
Crazy times. All right, Suave, what are you grabbing last pick here, dude?
Damn.
And remind us of your first 2 picks.
I'm getting real. All right. I had Mario Kart DS, and I don't even remember. I don't remember what the second one was.
It was Wizard 101.
101.
Oh, Wizard 101. Yeah.
I
okay.
almost didn't want to remind him to see if he said his final pick was Wizard 101. By
Oh,
the way.
No,
God.
Because that
no.
would have been
okay.
funny.
I was
Yeah.
digging hard and deep into my past to see like what was one of the most enjoyable things I've ever played. And it is going to be Wii Sports Resort 100-pin bowling.
Yes, dude.
because
Sports.
because if you bowl on the bumper or on the ledge, there's a red
Button.
there's a red button at the back. My friends and I pulled an all-nighter figuring out how to hit it every time, and we got it. And we got a perfect game just off the buttons.
Oh my god.
And that is
dude.
like that is peak video game right there.
That game is so good.
It
Like
is.
for such a simple game, that game is so good.
Wii Sports in
so many
general is
hours.
like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like for
Wii
Wii Sports was like a perfect way for them to release that console.
It was, and it'd be so competitive too in
and
it.
it got like everyone into it because even the adults.
Yeah, everybody wanted to play it. And
Dude,
then
I
they
wish
released
YouTube
the
was
Wii U with no
around
marketing, and you're like,
at
what
that
happened?
time. Can you imagine how many TVs you'd actually get to see punched while they're doing boxing or something like that?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I seen some.
I mean, surely they give you a reason for the wrist strap.
Surely they
Like,
did.
they
But
always
why
tell you to
use
put
it,
it
dude?
on, but the only reason that they'd have to give that warning that they want you to put it on is because they've had issues with people not putting it on.
Here's what we really need to ask ourselves though: how many TVs do you think they broke in
Testing.
studio playing Wii Sports, dude? That's the questions we really know.
How many?
You know,
A lot.
How
Ash,
many
that's what I
TVs?
talked about right there. I consider the GameCube Wavebird controller to be the best controller ever made.
I agree.
Like this one. I think these are the best controllers ever made.
Those are not bad. I prefer
Yeah,
like the old school classics.
Yeah, and any of the GameCube controllers. I think they're just that controller was sick. It was easy to
Right
hold,
on.
wasn't huge, and the button layout's just like perfection.
Oh man, I should have picked that game. I hate it here.
What?
So yeah, what was it?
Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
That
Oh
is
my God,
also a
that's a-
banger of a game.
That was my first PS2 game.
I
God,
loved that
was
game
so
so
good,
much.
dude.
That was a great game.
All right, so my picks were Mario Kart Double Dash, Halo 2, and I have to pick a Final Fantasy game. Is the problem, and it can't be 6 because it's off the
I
table.
already took it.
And that leaves me in a weird conundrum because like
Mhm.
some would consider the next best Final Fantasy
Tactics.
to be Tactics, and then like 7, and here's the deal, like I don't want to pick either of them.
Ooh.
Pick the worst one.
Are you
I-
gonna Are you gonna triple triad me right now?
And I kind of want to go, and dude, it's between two. I kind of want to go Final Fantasy VIII, dude.
Yes, triple triad.
Just because the triple try, the gun blades and everything, dude. Like, it's just
good.
so good, bro. It's so good. And like the thing is like the next logical step is obviously to take tactics, but like tactics is not everybody's cup of tea, right? Like it's just not. Tactics, solid game, really, really good. 7, I love. I have like a bunch of nostalgia about that game specifically because I played it a ton as a kid, and my last disc didn't work, and having to get a new last disc to be able to play it, like I love that game. But I did debate about not picking 8, and I thought about going 10.
Blitzball.
Yeah, because of Blitzball, and that game is that game is solid, dude.
It's a great game.
But I'm gonna go Final Fantasy 8.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it's good we didn't go 5 picks, because I think this would have become a very convoluted draft.
Honorable mention Club Penguin.
I would have went Breath of the Wild next, by the way. That would have been, I think that would have been my next pick.
I would have had to go either like Minecraft, Roblox, or Smite for the last one, dude.
Mine was 1080, if anybody knows that.
Oh, 1080 is. Actually, I would have went the OG like SSX like 3.
Oh yeah,
that game was sick too.
I would have brought in my honorable mention as the greatest fighting game of all time, which is Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Mm-hmm.
That game, everyone still talks about it, and still plays it today, and they still do tournaments. And EA is bringing back Marvel vs. Capcom to their pro scene again, which is crazy.
Did you see, or did you? You know what was played tonight on a stream, and I saw. Oh my god, I can't say his name right now. Power Stone.
Oh yeah,
like online 4-player online on a stream. I was like, oh my god, dude.
I've seen. I went one of the Evos I went to. There was like a side tournament that was Power Stone.
What a good game! I don't know. Obviously I guess Sega's recognized that game as recently in the past month, and it makes me wonder because I don't know how that game just didn't get another iteration. It is so good. I mean, but it was on Dreamcast, and that's kind of when they died out. So it's like, okay, what IPs are going to make us money to keep us afloat?
But the funny part is though, like the greatest Marvel vs. Capcom 2 copy actually was the Dreamcast one. It was actually the one out of all of them.
It was.
Yeah, because
Dreamcast way before its time, dude. Yeah, way before its time
than what the other consoles had.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the life of the Dreamcast is a weird phenomenon because it was way ahead of its time, which makes you think like it should have popped off, and then it just didn't. It just didn't, and that makes me sad. Fro said he had a copy of 1080 on his desk, by the way, Bats.
Damn.
Let's go. I have mine downstairs.
And actually, you know what?
I love that game.
The Dreamcast also had the most weirdest exclusives that like finally got ported over consoles. Like my favorite Resident Evil of all time, Code Veronica X. That was originally on the Dreamcast.
Oh, that was so fun.
And that got ported to PS2, I think, like right towards the end of the PS2's life cycle.
Yeah. Well, and like it also just had like the weird memory stick in the controller. Like there were some weird things about it, but I don't understand like how that is what killed Sega. Like that's what just mind boggles me. Like that just took them out of the console game. They're like, we just can't do it anymore. And
did that too.
It just sucks.
Like Shenmue was the most expensive game ever made for them. Not selling as much to create the game. They still made 2 of them. And
that game's a cult classic. Like that game is like wildly popular. So that sucks for them in a lot of ways. All right, I'm gonna get to guest questions because there are a few. And first one was, who are the guests? And I've already said that, so we're good there. We got that.
Wait, who am I?
Yeah, who are you? To be fair, the only guest I'd announced was Ash because I was like, I needed to see if Suave had to work or not, and then I was like, I'm gonna reach out to Gilley too, and we'll go from there. Fro wants to say, will you notice me, senpai?
Yeah, of course I notice you.
And then he said, what are some of the most underrated fighters throughout the years? Correct answers are Power Stone or Def Jam's fight for New York City. And that is very true. Def Jam is so good.
Oh my god, those are some crazy ones. There's one that, unless you've been in the arcades, like you probably have never heard this one. Project Justice. It's essentially it's where Sakura made her first appearance before she was in Street Fighter. It was essentially
Oh,
it's a Street Fighter,
yeah,
it's a Street Fighter based game, but it takes place in high school.
yeah.
It's
I know what you're
a
talking about.
really fun game. Like it's one of the reasons why I actually wanted to play the fighting games more competitively at a young age, because it used to be either people would do tournaments for that game or Tekken 5 DR. And that's it. So it's like you either have to pick and choose your games. So like I would spend like $5 like a month playing that goddamn game to get good at it. It's really fun.
I'm trying to think of what else like fighting game wise, like from older games that was underrated.
I mean, Soul Calibur 2 is still by far one of the best iterations.
Yeah, that game is good.
Yeah.
I played a lot of
Oh
hours in that
man,
game.
Soul Calibur was so much fun.
Yeah, there's one I think it's called I think it's Bushido Blade. It's for
Bushido Blade. That
Yeah.
game is sick.
that game is like if you get hit on the limb, you can't use the limb anymore. Or you,
Yep.
you kill them.
Mhm.
It's a mind game. That's one of the few where you actually have to like predict what's gonna happen. That's actually a
Yeah,
really good fighting game too.
That one is really good. Bushido Blade is sick.
And one more, because this one may bring back some memories from the arcade days. Bloody Roar 2.
Yeah, Bloody Roar,
Ooh.
Is
dummy
God,
good.
it's a great game.
I thought of two. The Naruto game on the GameCube.
Okay.
There's like one of those fighting games is really good. Like it's 4-person fighter. Those are usually like really, really good. There was also a Dragon Ball Z GT fighting game for PlayStation 2 that I can't remember the exact name of the title. And that game was also pretty fire as far as underrated games go. Sugo Summit comes in and says favorite duo team in anime and favorite anime couple.
I have a good answer for favorite anime couple.
Actually,
All right, what you got, Suave?
Corey and the house.
Oh my god, I knew you were gonna say that. That's literally the 4chan joke about anime.
Oh my god, dude.
Corey, that was the greatest anime of all time.
I rest my case.
Oh my god, bro.
God. Favorite couple in anime. God.
All right, I got mine. I think Ash will know this one, but it's Jiro and Akari.
And Akari? Nice. Hell yeah, dude. I fucking love that.
I'm sorry, I like that is like one of my favorite shows now.
More Than a Married
And-
Couple is so good. Like it's
Yep.
really good. Like,
It's something you can watch constantly and it never gets boring. I just don't like the way it ended.
I love Gyarus, so that's why I gravitate to that show so much. It's so good. If you don't know what Gyarus are, you can look it up. Actually, they're like the Valley Girls of like Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's funny just seeing them as part of like your anime culture now. On top of that.
And I know Blazes too.
My favorite
Huh?
couple in anime is
I don't even want to guess what you're gonna say right now because it's gonna make me
No.
upset.
No, it's actually not. It's actually not. But I'll let Ash go first, and then I'll take the guess, and you'll.
Alright. The couple that I like, it's Tadori Bandara and Koko Kaga from Golden Time. Their relationship is actually a very real relationship. Like,
Golden Time was good. It was
Yes.
very good, but I mean, it hit emotions.
Yeah, that's a very emotional show. Like it's
It's
pretty good.
to me, it's like Your Lie in April, where I want to watch it religiously, but I can't because it pulls the strings.
Yup.
I almost started Your Lie in April and said I started Quintessential Quintuplets the other day, just so we're clear. Which that'll be done tomorrow, if not sooner.
Oh,
Bats, what were you gonna say, Bats?
Yours is what is that? NASA and Tsukasa.
Oh, from 5 Meter Moon. Hell yeah, yeah.
His face
That
says it
couple-
all.
That couple is so cute. Like I love that couple.
I'm
Blaise
done
can't
talking
even
to you,
argue
Bats.
it. He's
I'm
like,
done talking to you,
ah,
bro.
guessed it.
You actually like that couple? Holy crap!
I'm just gonna nah, dude. I'm gonna I'm gonna take. I don't even want to say this out loud just because it's so ridiculous. I'm gonna take Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask.
Oh,
Just
God.
because
Oh, jeez.
just because of Tuxedo Mask shenanigans. And and that's it. That's all I have to say about it.
Oh god.
I thought about several others, and thanks to bats, that's where my head went. By the way, like I had other things lined up ready to fire, and then that happened.
You're
And
welcome.
Tuxedo Mask went in my head like this, and I was like, "Oh, there we go." And if you're a listener, that motion did not help you at all.
Nope.
But just picture Tuxedo Mask throwing his arm out, and that's what I did. And I luckily didn't hit my mic. Winner. Let's see, what else do we got question wise?
Good job, Vio.
Obviously no one cares about bats. What's your favorite game at the moment? That's from Azamor.
Ooh, who has a favorite game at the moment?
A favorite game at the moment?
Personally, I'm really enjoying Diablo 4. You know, I got to run.
Yeah. I wish I could.
I got to run another few things, man. It's so good.
It's so good.
I mean, you guys wouldn't know anything about it, so.
What a jerk. I actually like Hogwarts Legacy right now. It is the game that I thought it needed to be after playing the old Harry Potter ones on PlayStation. I just wish they had Quidditch.
I had this thought today. I used to beat 30 plus games a year, every year, for like
Now he
4 or
just
5
plays
straight
Smite.
years. Yeah, I just play Smite. For 4 or 5 straight years, I literally would beat 30 to 45 games a year. And that was why I was commanding on Guild Wars 2. And then I started playing Smite, which is a current problem of mine. But part of me is wondering, like, if I want to start just like doing some single player games on stream.
Should.
It's the
What
best
have I been?
excuse.
What is the favorite game at the moment that isn't Smite? And I don't even know if I could say that's my favorite game at the moment, because that would really be upsetting.
Just most played.
It's just my most played. And don't get me wrong, I love Smite, but it's also just like anger inducing a lot of the time. I don't know, man.
We need to play Wild 8, Blaze.
We do
We
need to play
need to
Wild
get-
8. I've actually,
gotta
me
get
and
it
Bat's been
together.
playing The Hunt, and that game's
I
pretty
love that
solid. That's
game.
actually been a fun time.
Or the Sons of the Forest.
I haven't
Sons of
played
the
that yet.
Forest is fun. Do you actually have it, Suave?
No, but I can buy it. Did I buy it?
Actually, I actually do have an answer for this. Hold on. I'm going. I just ruined everything for people watching by pulling up my Steam library, but that's a them problem right now, not a me problem.
As long as you didn't show him Honeypot, then you've been fine.
Oh,
Dude, have we talked about Honey Pop Studios, Ash?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me just remind. Vampire Survivors is probably one of my favorite games right now. I love those type of games. Like they're just easy to like turn your brain off. Okay, so Honey Pop Studio. My wife has like 20 to 25 hours on that game, and I would get DM'd on Discord. Bro, are you okay?
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm fine. Why? What's up? It's like, it says you're playing Honey Pop right now. And I'm like, no, dude, it's my wife playing it. And they didn't believe me to the point where I had to like come down and show a picture of my wife playing the game. She got on mic one day. She's like, nah, I just like love playing Honey Pop. And I was like, I'm not lying here.
Dude.
I
mean, honestly, it's pretty addicting puzzle game. Like it's
sorry,
on...
Honey Cam Studio. That's the
Okay.
Sorry, I had the wrong name. Whatever, same difference.
Okay, it's an H game, so that's already the red flag there.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty on par with like Candy Crush on being like a pretty addicting puzzle game.
Yeah.
Like if you don't pay attention to the other stuff, the actual puzzle games are pretty good.
Yeah. I just I always find that funny. It's like when Disney Dreamlight Valley came out. Like if you saw my Discord, it said I was playing it constantly, and it was my wife playing Dreamlight Valley.
Where'd you go?
Ash disappeared. I think he might have accidentally clicked something, and I am gonna hope that doesn't mess up the recording. And if it did, I'm gonna be sad.
it's all his fault.
Other than that, we have Vio coming in asking thoughts on a Switch sequel being released or announced the next year, like a new Switch. And I think that's very, very possible. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they add a new Switch in the next couple of years. Oh, that's unfortunate. I thought you just clicked the wrong thing.
No, just crashed on me.
Oh,
Classic.
I did that during recording the other day in Bot G. I was like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And I just like clicked leave the call. Like when I was trying to like close something out, I was like, oh, that's
I
fun.
do that. I do that.
But thoughts on the Switch 2 coming out? I think they will probably announce new hardware when they get closer to the new Breath of the Wild coming out, the new Zelda game. I don't think we're going to see it this year. I think if we see new Switch hardware, it's probably going to be in 2024. But I think they're long overdue for trying to release some type of like pro updated system. I know we got the OLED screen one like a year ago, but that wasn't a very large upgrade in many capacities. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on Nintendo releasing a new Switch.
I feel like they're bound to at some point.
Needs to do a new GameCube.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
sick.
That would be cool.
I feel like the market is becoming more and more welcoming for retro
Yeah.
style things.
I think I think one thing Nintendo has to think about is the market is starting to get saturated with handhelds now. Like you have the Steam Deck, you have One X Player, you have Logitech's one. Like everybody's trying to release one, but they don't have the backing of Nintendo, and Nintendo can still push that market value as they see fit. I think Steam's probably their biggest competitor because the Steam Deck is fairly well made and has easy access to games. But that's my 2 cents on that.
I hate Nintendo so much.
You know,
Gotta respect it though.
I have to respect the fact that they didn't lay anybody off, and they decided to take funds from the CEOs instead. They all gave money so that they didn't have to lay anybody off last quarter. I do have to say that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But they still attacked the FGC.
Yep.
Those sons of bitches.
Yeah.
For a game that's like popular, everybody wants to play, they're like cease and desist because you don't technically own the games. Stupid.
It's dumb, dude. I wish they would find a way to be able to resolve that in a better light, and we're just not getting there. Like the more it happens, the worse it gets, it feels like. Other than that, Ash, you got any anime you want to talk about real quick? Anything that we should be watching coming up soon?
Coming up soon? I mean, if you guys don't really watch like anime seasonally, Jesus Christ, my bad. Sorry.
Animal seasons.
Anime seasonally, like I do sometimes.
Yeah.
And you actually want to go back backtrack to certain ones. There's one that came out, I believe it was October. It's called Bocchi the Rock. It's such a funny ass anime. It's really good. It's a very interesting concept. Definitely check it out if you like music and a lot of humor. It's probably one of the better ones. Call the Night's really good. It's a good romance that's out. I think that one came out during the springtime. That one's a pretty good one. And we actually just did a recording earlier on G-Witch. So you guys should definitely go watch Gundam, like Witch from Mercury.
God, it's so good.
Because in April, which I think is April 8th, the second part is coming out that day. So April 8th.
I'm excited, dude. They ended that so well.
Mm-hmm.
They did. The way they where they cut it off, perfect. That's what they need to do.
Like honestly, if you guys are not really big anime fans, at least give those ones a shot because those ones are actually really, really good, and you'll highly be entertained. Like there's no way you're not gonna be entertained.
I think Witch from Mercury is, for a Gundam anime, is actually really well done to like get people in. Where I feel like a lot of time that is like Gundam's problem is like they cater a lot to the fan base of Gundam and don't do a good job of bringing new people in. I do think that one specifically does a good job of like bringing in new people and has the potential to bring in new fans.
Yeah, I mentioned this in the recording that I did with my co-hosts and a couple of other people that joined us for that one. We talked about like specific things about it that makes it good, and I made a mention that it's a Gundam Light, so it's a lot easier to digest than a normal Gundam series would. Yeah, like if you can watch that one, you can start watching some of the other ones because that'll throw you into what you're actually going to be in for. Yeah,
because there's some of them that are like not a good introduction to the anime. Like you're like, why am I watching this? And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. But if you liked Witch from Mercury, then you go watch like Gundam Wing and G Gundam, and then you're like, oh, I see what's happening here. Then go from there.
Yep.
Go from there. All right, sounds good. Well, I got our questions out of the way, and we've been recording for some time now. So I was gonna do shout outs, and if you guys want to plug anything, Gilley, I'll let you go first, man. You got any shout outs or plugs you want to do on the way out of here?
Just follow us on Twitter at Asgard Okami.
Yeah, they do some fire tweets, dude.
Been lacking lately, but there hadn't been a whole lot going on.
That's okay. Suave, how about you, man?
Shout out to Bats' doctors. Get better soon.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
Oh my goodness. Ash, what do you want to plug and all that and shout outs on your way out of here, man?
My shout Blaise and Bats for doing 100 episodes, man. It's insane. I know Bats hasn't done most of them, but he's here for the celebration of the 100 episodes, and he also has a lot of too.
I have been on all of them except for one, and that was an
Mhm.
April Fool's episode where we released only Boss's audio, and people listened to it
Mm-hmm.
and DM'd me after it was over to say, "Hey, man, I couldn't hear your audio," and I was like, "How far did you listen?"
Yep.
And I'm still amazed.
If you pull an April Fool's joke, people will go with it, man. Trust me, they do.
It was
And,
just
also-
Boss silence and talking about foods.
And also go
Fun.
check out my podcast, the Simpy for Senpai podcast, for if you guys want some anime news or manga to read. Just come on by. I'll tell you what to read. Oh, also one more thing. I picked up Oshi no Ko. Actually, it's a really good manga series. It's 110 chapters actually available online right now, but you can only get the first volume hard copy in English currently. Definitely go read it. It's a very weird mystery story.
I'm about that.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Bats, you got any shout outs on the way out of here, dude?
Shout out that I survived.
Let's go.
For
Shout
not
out
falling
that
asleep
he's
on us.
Yeah, dude.
Because it was rough. It was very rough. Also, like I said, shout out to all the listeners because making it to 100 is a pretty big deal.
Mhm.
At least to me. I don't know about all y'all, but
Shout out to putting up with us.
yeah,
that's true.
yeah, tuning in every day, listening, being there.
All right, man. Well, I always shout out for Simpy for Senpai podcast. I don't have to do that today because you're here, dude.
Exactly.
You already did it for me. But no, shout outs to all the listeners. There's we got to 100. There's been some discouraging moments along the way, and that's not like anything to do with anybody. It's just like one of those things. Like sometimes when you get hung up on analytics, you're like, what could I be doing better? Like, what's going on? Why is some stuff one week getting listened to so much and the other weeks it's not? Like, what did we do that's different? Is it the time we released? Like, I mean, like just weird stuff, bro. Like there was a time where I was testing, like, is there a difference between releasing at 12:30 a.m. and 5 a.m.? And the answer is no.
Nope.
But if you get into other algorithms, there actually is. It's just, for when I'm releasing my podcast, there's not.
Yeah.
It makes no difference.
Yep.
I got one.
Yeah.
Shout out Botji being the longest running.
It's my
my
podcast.
My
dude.
podcast. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the meme today on that. For those that don't know, the Backliners at one point hinted at they were the longest running Smite podcast and may have said that. And we made it very known today during the episode we recorded that we are the longest running Smite podcast. But no, shout outs to Botg too for bringing me on as a co-host. They hooked me up with a new XLR mic and setup, so that's been pretty sick. It's been fun over there. Got to interview Dolson today, dude.
Let's
And I told that to my wife the other day. I was like, "Yeah, I get to do an interview with Dolson," and she's like, "Is that the tall guy from Smite that like I liked his casting? He makes sense." I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "And he's not annoying." I was like, "Yeah," because my wife, if she hears Smite casting going on, like half the time she's like, "I'm not listening to this."
Oh, dude, she would hate freaking Street Fighter and Tekken
Yeah.
commentary.
yeah.
But if you're curious about the Dolson interview where Riggs, Fro, and I were there, you should go check that out. It'll release on Wednesday, which is March 22nd. And no, just shout out to everybody for listening, man. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Y'all make it possible. Y'all make us want to come back every week, talk about some video games and other shenanigans, gaming news. Sometimes just random rants about orange juice.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We've all been
juice
there.
in general.
Dishwasher, huh?
And this reminded me that we started the podcast and talked about Monty Python, and I never told my Monty
Oh, yeah.
Python story. So I need to share that now that I've been reminded. So I have a student, that likes to just make random projects. He'll just make presentations and then present them. And in physics, he talked about, would the man have died if the Trojan rabbit fell on him? And like as it got launched. And he did a whole presentation on what its velocity must have been and how much it must have weighed. And in fact, that man would have been crushed and immediately died.
Jesus.
So he likes to now go into Google Slides and he'll make images of me with some random ways. So like their new thing is they made the Weezer cover with me on it and a couple other teachers. They've also decided they're going to try to get me in the White Castle Hall of Fame. I don't know why. I do not like White Castle. If White Castle hears this, I hate it. I would never eat there.
Not sponsored. Unless they want to sponsor the podcast.
If they want to sponsor, I'll eat some fries, bro. I'm not.
We can
White
switch up
Castle
real
is
quick.
fine when you're like inebriated.
Yes,
you down like 30 of them at one
when
sitting,
I'm not
which I never did. Hint, I
have. Yes, Ash. When I'm not a logical human being with rational thought, it is good. I agree. But I do not want to be part of the White House Hall of Fame. So the other day he makes all these pictures. And I went into Canva the other day because there's a picture of him like holding a coin. And this kid does letter of the day every day in my physics class. First period, I walk in and it's Sesame Street playing letter of the day.
Oh,
and
God.
he is so charismatic that everybody's bought into it. So like when there's clapping in the video, everybody claps and they sing along. And I'm like, you guys are juniors and seniors in high school. And it's the first class period of the day. And so I made an image with Sesame Street characters and then the Frenchman just somewhere on there from Monty Python, the Holy Grail. And it says a penny for, oh, thanks for the penny, old chap. Let me tell you about the letter of the day. And I sent that to him. He's also a Titans fan, which is really unfortunate. So I've sent him random Titans quotes for the Tennessee Titans that I enjoyed from A.J. Brown or how they've signed no one in free agency and so forth. So if he misses a day, I send him a random quote about the Tennessee Titans.
Nice.
Speaking of juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
Really quick, my buddies in their class, they had a Spanish class one time, and to annoy the teacher, they sang the Pokemon theme song.
Oh my God.
Imagine some grown ass freaking 16, 17-year-old singing
They
that.
do it in Spanish. Did they sing it in Spanish?
They sang it in English to annoy the teacher.
Okay, that's annoying. If they sing it in Spanish, that's cool.
My Spanish teacher in high
Japanese.
school was also a German teacher. And if we got lucky, she would forget what class it was and she would teach German until she realized that it was Spanish.
That's awesome.
And it was hilarious because we'd all just sit there and be like, yep. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, oh my God, it's Spanish. Yeah. We're not learning anything right now. I have no idea what you're saying. But I appreciate the thought. Fun times.
Speaking of
Vio's,
appreciating the thought.
Vio came through with a shout out of his own in the chat saying, shouts to the primer subs.
All the primer pals.
All the primer pals, dude. Never forget the primer pals.
Damn.
Oh, God. That was a good time. Anyways, we should get on out of here. I appreciate everybody for joining. It's been a good time doing the 100th episode of Up Your Experience podcast. And we'll be back next week for more action. And I plan on bringing back, and Bats doesn't know this. He hasn't agreed to this yet that he knows about, but he's kind of agreed to it, but that's fine. He might be asleep, so
No.
that's fun times. The plan is we're going to bring back live podcasts. We were doing them for a while, about 6 months ago, and then we just kind of stopped doing them. And the podcast always uploads to YouTube anyway, so we're going to bring back the live podcasts and do them on stream just for funsies. Will that hurt my numbers? Who knows? Who cares? We're just going to do it anyways. I don't care. It's a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'll be down for that as long as I'm not laying down on my
as long as you're not bundled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out.
Like the full relaxed.
Yeah, I'm gonna next episode. I'm just gonna have the boom arm over here, and I'm just gonna be back here, dude. Just real chilling hours.
Just get a nice
Yeah,
nice pic
like-
of Bats laying on the couch, you know. Put that right over it.
He should have just gave us Doge Cam, dude. That's
Paint
what he
him
should have
like
gave us
Yeah,
today.
dude.
paint him like one of your French girls.
Right?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's a reference.
I almost
Whatever.
nope. I'm good. I'm getting out of here. Bye.
Bye.
See?
Oh my god, dude.
Jesus.